25,000 men and women work for the UK border. At home and abroad, their job is to seek out the lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right to be. They are the UK border. Tonight, unearthing Britain's biggest ever immigration scandal.
No, I don't want you talking. You've been arrested. Come with me upstairs, now.
At Heathrow, the passenger looking for more than just entry to Britain.
Please give me justice. I am a real student. I am a hard worker.
Sir, justice is a big word.
And tracking down the Indian holidaymakers who never went home.
When did you come to the UK? 4 years ago. So your 6-month visit visa is well expired.
Has been expired.
Well expired.
People all over the world want to live and work in Britain. In 2008, 180,000 people applied for UK work visas. There are plenty of businesses that offer advice to those hoping to be among the lucky ones. Not all of them play by the rules.
Mornings, police. Can you come and open the door, please?
The UK Border Agency and the police have joined forces to combat companies putting in fraudulent applications to the Home Office. This morning in West London, a team led by DC Andy Cornwell are planning a dawn raid. They are targeting a company owned by an Indian national called Jatinda Sharma.
At the beginning, the intelligence was passed to us and it suggested a chap called Jatinda Sharma was supplying counterfeit educational documents to the Home Office to enable
the team believes Sharma is married to two women, Neelam
We'll have a
and
little
Raki.
overview of what's happening.
And that all three run a visa racket that has given thousands of people access to Britain who shouldn't be.
Police officers, I have a warrant to search this premises. Can you come in, please? Yes, he upstairs, is he? Right, I'll come up with you then. Hello there, sir. Are you Mr. Sharma? So if you come downstairs with us, I shall explain everything to you.
Sorry.
Sharma is a trained solicitor whose previous clients include the hook-handed Muslim cleric Abu Hamza.
Come downstairs with us.
The officers want to contain Sharma and his wives so they can't destroy incriminating evidence.
I've got a warrant to search this address for forged and counterfeit educational documents and also any articles that may be used to manufacture those documents. Okay, do you understand that? Right. Come and have a seat, madam.
What is it?
What is your name?
Raki.
Raki, have a seat in that chair for us, please.
DC Cornwell has something else on
Can you have a seat over there?
He suspects they've used deception to stay in the country.
But my colleague's got something that he needs to say to each of you first.
You're going to be arrested, okay, on suspicion of obtaining leave by deception.
Me?
Yeah. Do not say anything but harm offensive. Do not mention when questions are later in court.
In fact, yeah, Julia, this is Neelam.
Neelam, we've had info that you've been assisting a non-EU citizen to remain in the UK.
Assisting.
Neelam is suspected of endorsing Raki's fraudulent application
all
to
this is done
stay
and
in
we'll talk to
Britain.
you. Once you do not have to say anything but harming defensive, do not mention when questions are later in court. Deception.
Raki is here on a
Once
work
you do not have to say anything but harming defensive,
has
do not
never
mention
worked
when
where
questions
she's
are
supposed
something
to.
later in court. Raki, you should not be in the UK. You're under arrest for obtaining leave by deception.
Right, can you come with me then upstairs? Can you come with me upstairs? No, I don't want you talking. You've been arrested.
With Sharma and his two wives under arrest for immigration offences, the team look for evidence that they're behind the bigger crime of running a fake visa.
Do you have any documents in this building, Mr. Sharma, in this house that you shouldn't have?
Please feel free to,
Where?
because I don't do any kind of deception,
Where?
sir.
So far we've found bank statements showing large deposits. We've also got various what appears to be Indian certificates and blank letterheads, and we've also got a stamp and an ink pad for the Smile Dental Clinic. A bit tricky to read backwards, but it's Bangalore.
If the certificates and the stamps are counterfeit, it could go some way to enabling unqualified people to work fraudulently as dentists in Britain. And while there's evidence they're moving large sums of money around the world, it seems Sharma likes to keep it in the family.
And Mr. P. Sharma, that's your younger son. So your younger son is 8.
What is this?
And he owes money. His bank account's in arrears. That makes no sense.
Is it
Who?
an offence?
Sorry?
Is it a crime?
Well, it depends who's using, or who P. Sharma is.
After 2 hours of searching, the officers have found £6,000 in cash, details of bank deposits totaling hundreds of thousands of pounds, and suspected fake certificates. Now, tucked away in one of the bedrooms is perhaps the most revealing find so far.
What we found here in the bedroom is a carrier bag which contains a vast quantity of stamps, different stamps and stamp making machines. It may well be used in to facilitate defrauding the Home Office with qualifications that maybe haven't been obtained by the relevant person using them.
The raid has thrown up plenty of questions to put to Mr. Sharma and his 2 wives. And that's after only searching their home. Now the team have their sights on their business address.
What you've got here is people who are abusing the privilege of living in the UK, and that's what we're hoping to prove today in relation to these individuals.
Marvellous. See you back at Southall.
Excellent.
Coming up,
Okay.
no
Come
option
this way.
but to release repeat offenders who play the system.
Off you go. Don't come back here. You're not permitted to work. Okay? Off you go.
And homing in on the Sharma's business leads to damning evidence.
He's not studied anywhere. He needs international graduate students, so we have to show some course.
That's fantastic.
That is the killer, isn't it?
It's estimated there are over 1 million illegal immigrants living in Britain. Many choose Britain because they believe it's a soft touch. They know the scams to stay on illegally and avoid deportation. The UK Border Agency has 38 enforcement bases whose job it is to track these people down. Today, a team in Glasgow are carrying out a raid on the Royal India restaurant in one of the city's most affluent areas. They have intelligence the restaurant is employing illegal workers.
Hi there, from immigration, if you just see my colleague there. Hi there, guys, from immigration, you want to put everything down for us, please? Make your way out here. Make your way out. Go there.
The team find 5 workers and the owner of the restaurant. An employer must make checks on his staff to ensure they are allowed to work in the UK. He can be fined up to £10,000 for each illegal worker found on his premises.
Now, once I've found out what's happening with my colleagues in relation to their questioning, then I'll sit and have a wee chat with you and we'll establish if they were working here or not, okay?
First to be questioned about his immigration status is the waiter.
What nationality are you, Sharon? Indian. Do you have a passport?
I don't have any passport.
You don't have a passport? How did you get into the country without a passport?
I came and I lost my passport.
You came and you lost your passport. When did you come to the UK?
4 years ago.
4 years ago? On a 6-month visit visa?
On a 6-month.
So your 6-month visit visa is well expired?
Has been expired.
Well expired?
Yes.
Okay.
The scam of coming into the UK as a tourist and staying on to work has given this man up to 4 years of illegal employment. If his colleague was hoping to pull off the same trick, he wasn't banking on meeting the enforcement team so soon.
And how long have you been in the UK?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks? Do you have permission to work?
I don't know.
How long have you been working here?
Today.
1 day.
For this Indian man found in the kitchen, an encounter with immigration while at work is nothing new.
Do you have a passport? Why don't you have a passport?
I am signature in your office, Ibrox.
You're reporting to immigration at the moment. Why are you reporting to our office? Have you been spoken to by immigration before?
Yes, Indian restaurant,
Killamant Polo Club. this gentleman here was actually encountered by myself on a previous visit to a restaurant on the opposite side of Glasgow about 8 weeks ago. He was then arrested at that point and served papers as an illegal entrant. Those papers would have told him he's not permitted to work, so here we found him yet again working illegally.
When the team arrested the worker last time, they could not find his passport and so were unable to remove him from Britain. All they could do was release him on bail.
The documentation that was issued to you when you were last encountered by immigration must have told you you were not allowed to work. You're not permitted to work.
I'm starting this morning.
You're starting this morning?
The men do not appear to be fazed by being caught working illegally. And this worker has a familiar tale to tell.
I'm at a wee curry shop, Ashton.
Ashton. Oh, wee curry shop?
Wee curry shop.
Last week?
Before Tuesday.
Tuesday? Okay, how long have you been in the UK?
9-10 years.
9-10 years.
The man has also recently been arrested by the team, and he too was released on bail and told not to work.
How long have you been working here then?
Today.
Today? How much you get paid?
No pay.
If the man is not being paid, he must be working as a volunteer. It's certainly a story the owner wants to promote.
What's the point? Okay, so you don't pay him any money? No. What does it get? What does it get in return?
He only came in today. I haven't paid him any money yet.
Okay. No, that's fine. But would you be paying him any money if he was here tomorrow?
No, I wouldn't.
No. So what does he get in return for his employment?
He says he's going to have a food. You know that.
So he gets food basically, yeah?
I know that, but I wasn't paying him anyway. He wasn't employed.
Okay.
Okay, Harvey.
As the illegal worker arrested last week is already on bail, and the team still don't have the documents they need to remove him from the UK, all they can do is release
Is
him.
your jeans and that as well?
Shows how scared they are of us. Caught him last week.
Yeah.
We issued him a letter to the paper and say, look, you're not allowed to work, you're in the country legally. What does he do? He goes straight back out and get another job. It's
Okay. How long were you intending to work for? Months? Years?
No.
Until you get caught, or?
Here? No, 4 o'clock start today.
Yeah, and that's it? You were only going to work today?
Just today.
Don't believe you. No more working? Okay?
Yes.
Time for you to go. Hello mate, that's Parveen Kumar off the premises.
The man has now twice seen the consequence of getting caught working illegally. He knows that until the enforcement team get hold of his travel documents, it pays to exploit the system and to find another job.
Okay, you need to come this way, okay?
And to the frustration of the officers, the same goes for the other illegal worker already on bail. But the owner could be hit where it hurts with a potential fine so far of £20,000. Little wonder then that he claims the men were just visiting.
Okay, so did you employ Gurwant?
No.
Okay, so again, he was encountered in your kitchen dressed in chef white.
They
So
probably wore the code, because they might think I might get dirty or something like that. But
right,
they wasn't even employed.
okay, what's happened is if he's encountered on your premises and he's witnessed in your kitchen preparing food, he's working, whether that be in return of food or in return of money, okay?
Okay, off you go. Don't come back here. Okay, so you're not permitted to work. Okay, off you go.
The men already on bail may be free to go, but the remaining 2 suspected illegal workers may not get off as light. If they are arrested and the team find their passports, they could be removed from the country within days.
That's where you live?
500 miles away, the UK Border Agency and the police continue their investigation into the Sharma's fake visa business. After a dawn raid, Jatinda Sharma and his 2 wives are brought to Southall Police Station. Evidence found in their house suggests they're involved in manufacturing bogus certificates for visa applicants.
I think you're all aware that we were quite successful this morning. We've recovered approximately 50 to 100 stamps in all different sorts of identities and for all different sorts of companies, which tend to suggest the occupiers are involved in some sort of fraud or deception against the Home Office. And we've seized bank accounts which show that they're making money from their enterprises. I think some of the accounts have got 50,000, some have got £20,000 in them.
Jatinda, can you turn to your left, please, so you're facing that wall there?
The officers have plenty of questions to put to the suspects, but first they want to look for more evidence. The team believe that crucial documents will be held at Univisas, the business Sharma runs with his wives Raki and Neela.
We've just arrived at phase 2 of the operation. This is the business address of Univisas. This is where the 3 people who were arrested at the home address work. So we've got a search warrant to search this property. Again, looking for any items of documentation of interest, specifically immigration related.
On the surface, Univisas is a legitimate legal firm giving advice to overseas applicants for UK visas. The team suspect it is a front for a racket producing fake documents to help thousands of people stay in the UK illegally. It isn't long before they discover just the sort of papers they're looking for.
I'm excited about that, mate.
Oh, yes. It looks as though these are applications for visas for Chinese nationals to come here and study English. That's what it appears to be anyway. It's not something that a genuine student should need, any kind of immigration advisor. So why does this need to involve Univisas?
All very odd. The tissue of deceit continues.
In another room, there's more damning evidence with potentially alarming implications.
Another stamp for a company, obviously to legitimise fraudulent documents. As we found at the home address, you've got there's like fraudulent documentation for dentists and doctors, etc. If these people are successful, it does make you wonder: are these people working illegally in the medical industry? Are they looking after vulnerable people?
The apparent scale of Univisas' activities is even greater than the investigation team had suspected. And now, after a 3-hour trawl, the officers find evidence that leave little to the imagination. Sharma has emailed a supplier of fake educational documents on behalf of a client who wants to stay in the UK.
Fantastic, isn't it, Dave? Here we go. This is a little shopping list. We need a PG diploma for the following candidates.
Oh,
ASAP.
He's not studied anywhere. He needs international graduate students, so we have to show some course.
That's fantastic.
That is the killer, isn't it? He's very fussy and wants some accredited UK qualification. Oh, fantastic.
He's clearly paid a bit more money for that.
That's what we've been waiting for, isn't it?
Brilliant.
He's not studied anywhere. He's been in the UK for 3 years, but his leave is running out, so he needs to get onto the IGS, is the International Graduate Scheme, and this is a scheme supposedly to keep quality graduates in the UK. They can switch into employment, so we have to show some course. Might be a diploma in business administration from July 05 to October 6, and then the postgraduate diploma. So clearly that's a request for a certificate so that it matches in with a fictional study history. But in the first sentence there, hasn't studied anywhere, so it's a lie to facilitate the person's permission to stay in the country.
Combine that with the stamps that they've got next door and the stamps from the home address, I think he'll be serving a long time in prison, quite honestly.
At the Royal India restaurant, the enforcement team have had to release 2 known offenders already on bail. Now it's time to deal with the 2 other illegal workers.
Okay, Carpal, through here. You're now under arrest, okay, as a suspected immigration offender. Don't have to say anything you do say may be noted, may be used in evidence. Do you understand? You're under arrest, okay?
This man is in the UK as a tourist and says he's been here 2 weeks.
Yeah, he claimed he came here with a visit visa just for a holiday, but he's now working. All his friends, families, relatives have probably been doing it, telling him, come to Britain, and you can earn some good money. So they all know how the system works. They've been doing it for years.
And the owner should know he can't employ a holiday maker from India, even if the man does just turn up at the door and offer to help.
So he came up to the back door, just wandered up to the back door and said, I've got a tourist visa, and that was it.
Well, he says, walked in and he says, can we help you out and all that, I said, well, have you got other documents, can you work and all that, he said, I'll bring that tomorrow,
Okay. Pay him any money?
No, I mean, like I say, it only came in a couple of hours ago,
Right, Sharon, come this way, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you've been arrested, okay, because you on suspicion of being an immigration offender.
The owner also denies employing the waiter who has overstayed his tourist visa by more than 3 years.
Okay, this way, sir. We're going this way, but you're going to do what we tell you to do, okay? Because what you must understand now is you're arrested, Okay, right.
Sorry about that.
The team have found 4 illegal immigrants at the restaurant. They do not believe the owner's excuses and serve him notice that he could be fined up to £40,000.
4 males have been named on this, okay? None of them have permission to work in the UK. I understand you say they're not getting paid money, but any kind of employment, whether it be paid or unpaid, is still classed as working, and it's still illegal if they've got no permission to do so, okay?
Of all the
Is he okay to
employees
return to work,
found at the
this gentleman
restaurant, only one is entitled to work. He has indefinite leave to remain in the UK.
So many restaurants employ illegals, you know. And the thing is, you've got your status now. There's lots of people who have their status, but they can't find work, and it's hard for them. So that's what we're trying to do, protect the local population, people who are, you're entitled to work here, and there's other people like you who can't get a job. Okay, good luck then. You understand what we're doing. Goodbye.
The team don't want to have to release on bail the 2 men they've arrested today, but in order to detain and remove them from the country, the officers must find their passports.
If we don't have a passport for him, we cannot remove him. We have to apply to Indian Embassy to try and get a travel document, which can take up to 6 months. We can't detain him for 6 months. So we release him, and what does he do? He goes straight back to work again.
The holiday maker is cooperative and has given an address where he's staying with relatives.
Hi there, how are you doing? From Immigration Service. Can we come in and have a quick word with you?
Yeah.
Thanks, alright.
Thank you.
But the waiter is being less helpful. He claims to have lost his passport and he can't remember his own date of birth.
Why can't you remember your birthday? Sorry? Why can't you remember your own birthday?
Sorry, I don't know.
Are you telling me the truth?
Really, I'm telling you the truth. I can't remember.
You said something about a date of birth on your passport. What do you mean by that? Why are you trying to remember the date of birth on your passport and not your own date of birth?
I can't remember that, sorry.
The man knows the less information he gives, the harder it is to remove him from the country. He has given an address where he claims to live, but he says he's never been given any keys.
This male has turned up for his first day of work today, wearing the clothes that we encountered him in, with only a mobile phone in his possession and the bus fare to get him to work this morning. I had no other possessions at the restaurant.
It's a common ruse. Illegal immigrants know that if they're arrested at work, officers won't have the warrant to forcibly enter and search their home for a passport.
There's nothing up here. All these sort of flats are owned by the owners of the restaurants, and they'll move the staff around. I've searched houses like this before where I've seen one bloke who's been actually living in a cupboard. But the reason why it's so transient is because they move from restaurant to restaurant, usually depending on whether they've been raided by immigration.
The team searching for travel documents for the holiday maker have had more luck.
We've got a passport for the subject, which makes a big difference to us. Chances are we'll be keeping a hold of him and removing him back to India.
The passport reveals the man was twice refused a tourist visa to the UK. Having finally got one, he's been found working illegally after only 5 days in the country. The waiter's evasive tactics have paid off. All the team can do after questioning him is release him on bail until they have the papers needed to remove him from the country.
And that's why so many want to come here, because they know in Britain, they know how the system works. And, you know, it's not a good advert to deter people who aren't British not to come here, you know.
Okay, Karpal, watch out.
The holiday maker is detained for 6 days before being removed back to India. For employing 4 illegal workers, the owner of the Royal India restaurant is fined £20,000. Coming up, the passenger at Heathrow with something to declare.
I have to follow the rules.
Yes, you have followed the rules, but the college has given me a deceit to me.
And a setback for the team going after the Sharma's missing millions.
30k, yeah, remitted by Neelam to India while they were in custody.
That's not good.
Most of the 70,000 people who arrive each day at Heathrow have a perfectly good reason to come to Britain, whether it's business, pleasure, or simply coming home. But some people are trying to get in and stay in the country illegally. Officer Lisa Lee is one of Heathrow's 1,700 UK border agency staff. Today, she stopped a student returning to Britain after spending 5 months back home in Pakistan.
Mr. Qureshi, you come with me. I have your ticket passport here, okay, sir? All right?
He says he's here to take exams, but a quick call to his college
can make a
throws
phone
his
call in a
story into
moment, but we know-
doubt.
All
They
right.
say he's never attended at all. Officer Lee wants to search the passengers' bags as they might reveal what he's up to in the UK.
So how much is here?
2,080 pounds.
£2,080.
Yeah.
So you have a job here?
Yeah, I have a job there.
What were you doing here, sir?
Minicab office is a controller.
Controller in a minicab office.
Yeah.
As a student, the man is allowed to work, as long as it's only part-time. He's adamant his main reason for being here is to study. The only problem is, to be a genuine student, you need a genuine college.
I go to in my college in every day, but they are not studying in. They are only cashing the price. Please give me a justice. It's my future.
Okay, so yeah. Well, we'll talk about that in a moment.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment, your future, yeah?
I'm a very hard worker student.
So I know you're anxious, I know you're nervous, but you need to wait for me, all right?
Please give me a justice.
If you follow me. He's very nervous. He's almost pleading with me to let him in.
Give me a justice. Please give me a justice.
So as I said to you, I will talk to you in a moment, okay? He said a few things about his studies. I'm going every day, but they are not teaching or something. So I need to try and work out what he means. But he's clearly very worried. He actually asked me if I was going to deport him. And I said, well, I don't know what will happen yet. Just, bear with me and answer my questions.
The passenger is desperate to be heard. He wants Officer Lee to investigate his college.
Please give me justice. I am a real student. I am a hard worker.
Sir,
Yeah.
justice is a big word, all right? So you
You
have
have
to bear in mind
Yeah.
that I have to follow the rules.
Yes, you have followed
Okay.
the rules, but the college has given me a deceive to me.
That's kind of interesting, isn't it? He's claiming that the college is bogus in that he was attending when he was meant to attend and they were not running classes. Now, they've said to us immediately, we rang them, he's never attended. The problem he's got is he stayed here for 6 months without doing any, appearing to do nothing, and is now saying he's coming back to find another college. So either he's not being completely honest or the college is fibbing.
Officer Lee must find out who is telling the truth. It seems the college is sticking to its guns, backing up its claims in writing.
What I have here is a fax from the college which says that he enrolled on a 12-month course for an advanced diploma in business admin, which should have commenced last March 2008. They claim to have written to him concerning his poor attendance, but they never received any response, and so they've removed him from their register, which essentially means he has no place to study. So now we need to get to the bottom of his allegations as well. Mr. Qureshi?
And to make sure his allegations are understood, the passenger has asked for an interpreter.
How long did you attend the college for?
On and off jata raha us
For
college.
6 months I went on and off,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't teach anything there,
Fees le li thi.
and they took my tuition fees off me.
How much did you pay them?
1600 pound.
£1,600.
Okay. We spoke to your college and they gave us this.
उन्होंने ये फैक्स भेजा था, ठीक है, मैं पढ़ के बताऊं?
हाँ तो मैं इनके कॉलेज जाता या पढ़ाई नहीं होती.
He said, I'm saying to you, you investigate this college.
और मैंने इनका कोई लेटर रिसीव नहीं किया.
There are absolutely no classes that go on, and I haven't received any letter from them.
Okay, the difficulty I have is that you were here for 6 months and you did nothing about this college.
ख़त्म ही ना करा दे.
They had my money.
और ये मुझसे ज़्यादा पैसे और मांग रहे थे.
And they were asking me for more money. I didn't have any further access to any funds, and I was afraid that they were going to report me to the Home Office and removed me.
When you arrived today, you told me that you were coming back to continue your studies and that you would take exams in March. Why would you say that if you're not going to attend that college?
Study करूँगा ये मुझे ना रोके. Eventually, I would have enrolled at a different college, but in the meantime, I didn't want to be stopped by immigration.
So you lied?
Yes, I did.
So you sought to secure your entry to the UK by employing deception?
If I had no money, I had no other way.
सारी लाइफ मेहनत पे गुजरी है.
I've always worked hard.
मेरे फादर किडनी के ट्रांसप्लांट पेशेंट हैं.
My father's a kidney transplant patient.
और my mother is old.
And my mother is old.
मैं उनका अकेला बेटा हूँ.
I'm their only son.
मेरे बाप को हार्ट अटैक हो जाएगा.
He goes, in any sense, I'm not going to go back because my father will have a heart attack.
क्योंकि मुझे वो बर्बाद मत करें, मेहरबानी करें.
He's saying, don't ruin me, help me.
If the passenger is to avoid being sent back home, he needs Officer Lee to believe his allegations.
Come on, follow me.
And to accept that he's here to find a new college. Jatinda Sharma and his wives, Neelam and Raki, have been in custody for the last 6 months awaiting trial. They are accused of submitting fraudulent visa applications on behalf of foreign nationals hoping to work in Britain. DC Cornwell and his team have sifted through 90,000 seized documents and have unearthed the biggest immigration scam ever seen in this country. Sharma and his wives forged papers to secure visas for more than 1,000 people through their company, Univisas.
Univisas have generated income tax return forms, they've generated education forms, and they've also generated pay slips and employment records.
And there's proof the rubber stamps found at the Univisa's office have been used to endorse the bogus documents.
So that's the stamp, Office of the Joint Income Tax Officer, which is this stamp here. Now our scientists have studied that impression and the stamp, and they've concluded that there is no doubt the stamp has made that impression.
Univisas charged would-be foreign workers up to £4,000 a time for fake documents to back up their applications. The police believe the company may have raked in more than £3 million, most of it still unaccounted for. It's down to DC Andy Cornwell and DC Simon Prothero-Jones to track down the missing money. Today they are at court where Sharma, Raki and Neelam are due for a plea hearing. All three have already pleaded not guilty, but they have good reason to change their minds.
The judge has made it clear that today is the last day that a discounted sentence is on offer, and without a doubt for all the defendants, any discount which they get from an early plea is going to be substantial. We are talking years off their sentence. As a result of that, things are getting fairly heated in there between the defence teams and the prosecutor. It is very fraught, but there's a lot at stake.
Raki and Neelam stick with their pleas of not guilty, but Jatinda Sharma tries to strike a deal with the prosecution. He's willing to plead guilty on one condition.
He was prepared to plead guilty provided we excluded his house in Southall from any sort of cash confiscation. That kind of set us thinking, really. Why is he so concerned about his house? It led us to sort of muse that perhaps there's a load of cash stored somewhere in that house, which is why he doesn't want the house the subject of any confiscation. And the hoodie bar, the enforcer.
The only way to find out is to go back to Sharma's house to take a closer look.
And it would appear that their business over the 18 months it was running has turned over probably £3 million. Now if you look at that and we say maybe £1 million of that has gone in expenditure over the 18 months, we've frozen assets in their bank accounts of 400,000, so that leaves us short 1.6 million.
We've got a warrant to search the address, okay?
The reason we're back at the home address today pretty much is that we're looking for anything which could have been missed. It could be as simple as a big pile of money underneath the floorboards. It could be bank documents relating to an account which we didn't know, accounts, shares, stocks in somebody else's name, anything which is going to lead us to the outstanding funds. I still think there's a lot more money in this house somewhere, so we're going to go back in, lift floorboards if we have to, go up into the loft, lift the insulation, just
absolutely every nook and cranny. You've got to look around at the house around us. It's a state. Here's a man that had hundreds of thousands of pounds in the bank. This one house, with a very limited amount of equity in, is what he's desperate to keep hold of. Why is he so desperate to keep hold of a house which is literally filthy and falling down?
You know, I mean,
Ripping out floorboards and insulation doesn't reveal the cash the team are looking for.
Oh, oxygen, fresh air.
I don't know about
An opening post addressed to Neelam unearths bank accounts the team didn't know about.
Punjab National Bank. We found a bank account in the name of Neelam. This account, which we weren't aware of up until now, contains just over £20,000. So that's of interest. And again, there's another 40, 50, 60,000 pounds at least. So she alone has the best part of £250,000 in her bank accounts.
The arrest of Neelam does not appear to have stopped large sums of money being moved between her accounts.
30k,
yeah,
remitted by Neelam to India. So that explains we're another 30,000. Well, 30,000 on this one statement.
transferred into another of her bank accounts, or?
Yeah, interesting though. The last one was on the 17th of the 12th, 08.
17th of the 12th?
Yeah.
While they're in custody.
While they were in custody.
That's not good.
Even though Neelam has been in prison awaiting trial, some of the illegally gained money in her accounts has been squirreled away in Indian banks. But there is still over £1 million missing.
This search here has been worth its weight in gold, literally to us. We immediately traced tens and tens of thousands of pounds. I suspect once I take all this paperwork away with me, sit down at a desk and go through it in a lot more detail, it may well help me trace hundreds of thousands of pounds, and that's getting towards the sort of figures that we're looking for.
We've had a fantastic result, really. I'm pleased. Jatinda's pleaded to absolutely everything. I know he's guilty. He knows he's guilty. He's finally done the decent thing and admitted it.
There is a real sense of satisfaction of actually seeing Jatinda stand in the dock in the court and finally admit his guilt. You know, he has done all of this stuff wrong. He's lived a good life out of it. He's made an enormous amount of money.
Hugely satisfying, but still a lot of work to do.
The officers still have the painstaking job of preparing for a trial. It will be for a jury to decide whether Raki and Neelam helped Sharma to perpetrate Britain's biggest visa scam. Coming up, things get desperate for the Pakistani student at Heathrow.
Please help me.
I can't do anything, sir, okay? The rules are there for a reason.
And the verdict is in for the Sharks. At Heathrow, the Pakistani student is waiting to hear if he can come into Britain. At first, he said he was here to take exams. Now he's accused his college of being bogus and claims his intention is to find a new college. Officer Lee refers the case to Chief Immigration Officer Sarah Dyson.
He can't explain why in the 6 months that he was here before going to Pakistan, he has made no serious attempt to re-enroll or to find another college.
Well, I mean, I think just by doing that impacts on his credibility, doesn't it? And whilst he says, no, this college are just taking money off me, they've never provided me with any lessons, I don't think that's a good enough argument.
No.
And that shows that he's not a genuine student who's committed to studying in the UK. And also he lied. As soon as he got to the desk out there, he gave a complete rubbish story,
just
didn't
to secure his entry.
To secure his entry. So you have to question his intentions, don't you?
Yeah. Okay, sir, I need to have a chat with you, okay? Come with me. Okay, my Chief Immigration Officer has decided that we are going to cancel your visa. This is because we're not satisfied that you have been making any attempt to study in the UK. And that you lied when you came to the desk on arrival, yeah?
पानी ले आओ मेरे साथ पहले धोखा हुआ है
He goes, I've been deceived before.
मैं घर गया हूँ इसी के लिए
That's why I went home.
पैसे ले हूँ फिर घर चला गया।
He goes, if there's any studying going at that college.
I am going to write a report from the information you've given me. I will make sure that is passed on to our college, the people that look at colleges, okay? So they will be looked into, I can promise you that. Yeah?
Please help me.
I can't do anything, sir, okay? The rules are there for a reason. I can't just permit you to come into the UK as a student because you're not a student. You never have been. You must understand the reason why we have to enforce the rules. It's hard to say whether he's been a victim or not, from the fact that he maintained throughout the interview that he'd paid money in good faith and had not received what he'd paid for, that he may well have been a victim. The minute we then contact the college concerned, it could be that they didn't want us investigating them, so they've denied all knowledge of him. Who's to say who's telling the truth and who isn't? It's just the bare facts are that he didn't study when he was given a visa to study. That's why it's been cancelled.
The passenger was detained overnight and put on a flight back to Pakistan the next day. Officer Lee handed the information about the suspected bogus college over to colleagues in the investigation team. It's been more than a year since the UK Border Agency and police raided the offices of Univisas and discovered fraud against the Home Office on a massive scale. Company boss Jatinda Sharma has already pleaded guilty.
Well, Alice, one of the many striking things about this case is the arrogance of the man who ran the scam. He was so confident he could get you into this country illegally. He offered clients a no-win, no-fee option.
Today, after a 4-week trial, the jury is expected to deliver their verdict on Sharma's wives, Neelam and Raki.
Raki, she's offered a number of defences. You know, if one fails, we'll try the other. If that fails, we'll try the other. First of all, I didn't know anything about anything. But then, if I did know, or if the jury believe I did know about it, then I'm going to offer a defence of marital coercion. Neelam's defence is just, at the time, I wasn't aware of any wrongdoing. If it happened, and she has kind of accepted it did happen, then it's down to Raki and Jatinda.
It's for the jury to decide if they're telling the truth. By gambling on a trial, the women risk receiving tougher sentences if found guilty. It takes 4 days of deliberation before the jury reaches a majority decision.
We've had a brilliant result today. We've now had all verdicts returned on Raki and Neelam. Neelam was convicted on the money laundering charge. Raki was convicted on everything, all of the charges against her. We've just come out of court. Jatinda's been in the dock with them, and all 3 have been sentenced.
The jury accepts that Neelam was not behind the fraud, but she is sentenced to 4 years in prison for laundering some of the £3 million that poured into Univisas. Raki conspired with Sharma to defraud the Home Office by submitting bogus visa applications. She is sentenced to 8 years in prison. Jatinda Sharma is given credit for his early plea and is sentenced to 7 years. Thanks to their criminal activity, there could be thousands of people in the UK who are not entitled to be here.
Univisas is obviously an immigration consultancy. There are hundreds of those operating throughout the capital and throughout the country, and a lot of those will be running similar sort of scams. So what we've really dealt with over the last 12, 13 months is I believe, the tip of the iceberg.
It's been a long and complex investigation, but it's not over yet. There's still the missing money to track down and seize. As for Jatinda Sharma and his 2 wives, they'll be deported to India after they've served their sentences. 25,000 men and women work for the UK border police. At home and abroad, their job is to seek out the lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right to be. They are the UK border police. Tonight, the man at
Okay,
Heathrow
sir.
who
Give
wants
me a
to
few
see
minutes.
his husband.
You met your partner in October 2007 in London.
In 2007.
How did you do that if you weren't in the country?
The restaurant in Stoke with a secret door.
Give the wall a push, and we've got a hidden bedroom.
And wedding bells in Glasgow are silent when a man is arrested on his big day.
Imran! They're arresting me!
The UK attracts a constant stream of overseas visitors. Many come looking for work and a better life. Some people try to beat the system to stay in the country longer than they should. One method is to exploit the entitlements that come with marrying a British citizen. Today in Birmingham, Chief Immigration Officer Kevin Jolly and Immigration Officer Tina Ooligan are on their way to a registry office. They're about to arrest a Jamaican man on his wedding day.
Who's been an overstayer since 2001. He did ask for approval for the marriage, but was informed at that time that he was not lawfully in the country. He has received a letter. In the letter, it's absolutely clear that he should return to Jamaica and obtain a correct visa, and he hasn't done it.
When the man contacted the Home Office seeking permission to marry, he revealed himself as an illegal immigrant. It's been 8 years since his visa ran out. Now he lives with a British woman, her 3 children, and their 6-month-old baby.
Obviously, his intention is to, having obtained the marriage to a British citizen, submit some form of application so that he doesn't have to go back to Jamaica. But this is unfair to all the other people who do go back to their countries, do request visas, do get visas, pay the fee, and then return lawfully.
Although the groom is in the country illegally, his relationship is genuine. The Home Office granted his British wife approval to marry, but explained he still needed to legalise his immigration status, or he would face arrest.
That's him. That's him.
He hasn't gone back, and thanks to his application, the team know exactly when and where to find him.
Yeah, do you want to come with us, sir? If you could just come over to the vehicle with me, please. You've received your certificate of approval for marriage, but with that certificate of approval, you was given a letter stating that it wasn't leave to remain. Do you understand? You can now be arrested under Schedule 2 of the Immigration Act. So you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. If you come with us now, we'll explain everything, okay? I understand it's your wedding day, but we need to have a chat. So if you could get in the back for me, please, watch your head.
Officer Jolly has to break the news to the guests that there'll be no wedding.
All right. I'm very sorry to have caused this problem, but unfortunately the gentleman needs to be spoken to about his immigration status.
To the immigration
But
office at
hasn't he got
Solihull.
documents to say everything is in order?
No, he hasn't.
No.
She was obviously stunned. Here she is turning up expecting her friend to be married, a particularly joyous occasion, and it's all gone wrong.
You were sent a letter saying that because you was being granted the certificate doesn't automatically give you leave to remain in the UK.
Why are you taking me? No, I don't understand.
Because you're now under arrest under Schedule 2, which means that you could be removed from the UK.
They're written to me saying that they received my application.
For the certificate of marriage, that's all.
Yeah.
You haven't made any further applications to extend your stay, and because you've already overstayed, it makes it harder for you to get the application now.
But I did get it.
You haven't been granted any further leave. So you're still an overstayer, which means you're not legally present in the UK.
Yeah, well, the Home Office grant me the permission to get married. I've been through that process.
Yeah, because your fiancée is a British citizen. We can't stop a British citizen choosing who she marries. But what we need to do is make sure that as the groom, you've got the right leave. And at the moment, you haven't got that.
That doesn't make sense to me because I sent for an application, yeah? You could have come to me there and then and find me.
When the application was sent out, the certificate of approval, there was a letter attached to that stating that you are liable for detention and removal, and I have a copy of that on here. Listen, nothing's set in stone at the moment. Let's go back and we'll have a chat, okay?
You have to make sure your status in the UK is lawful. It's your responsibility, and in the end, when circumstances like these occur, it's your responsibility. It's nobody else's fault, it's yours.
It doesn't look good for the groom. He'll have to convince Officers Jolly and Hooligan that he's made every effort to sort out his immigration status. Otherwise, instead of going home to his fiancée and children, he could be detained and sent back to Jamaica. Coming up, the enforcement team tests a student on his 5 years of studies.
What qualifications have you got? Just her.
And wedding day blues in Glasgow.
Just one word with my brother, I will leave. Yeah, what I did wrong, you tell me first.
In Stoke-on-Trent, an enforcement team are getting ready to go out on a raid. They're targeting a business they believe is employing illegal workers.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this afternoon's jobs. The visit will take place at a superb Chinese takeaway just down the road called Hu Fook. The gentleman that's said to be there, he entered the UK some time ago. Has applied for 3 extensions to a student visa, all of which have been granted, the latest one being 2 months ago. We have no record of him ever attending a course in the UK, and he and his wife are said to live at these premises.
Good luck. If the team find the man living at the takeaway here in Stoke, they'll want to know why. He's supposed to be studying at a college in London, 130 miles away.
Be ready to exit vehicles ASAP.
The takeaway is owned by the student's wife.
Right, yeah.
She has applied to stay in the UK as her husband's dependent.
Evening.
Hello.
Hello, miss. I'm from the UK Border Agency,
Yes.
Immigration Service.
Okay.
Are you in charge? Are you in charge?
Yes.
You are?
If the husband is
Fantastic.
here
My
under
name's Sean
false
Flatty. I'm
pretenses,
from the Border
and
Agency.
so is his wife.
Where's she?
Officers spot the husband in a car
Mr. Lynn?
outside the takeaway.
Hello, sir. How are you doing? You
And
okay?
they find another Chinese man
Fantastic.
working in the kitchen.
Yeah? Nothing to worry about. Just call me colleague.
Come and have a quick chat with
All right, don't worry.
He don't know English.
You don't know English?
Can you tell him just to come and sit in the front so we can have a quick
You can get
The
into
team
it from
want to
Big
make
Work,
sure
can't you?
each person in the restaurant is entitled to work in the UK. They start by questioning the
Chinese, okay. How long you been in the UK now?
Nearly 5 years.
And what's your immigration status in the UK?
Just student. I just come to see my babies. Thanks. Just have a seat there for
The man and his wife have 3 children. 2 of them
So
born
you're
in
studying
the
in
UK,
the UK, yeah?
but it's news to the team. The couple have not let the Home Office know about their growing family.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand why you are come here.
We've just come, part of our role, immigration, is to check employees that the right permissions to work have been applied for.
Yeah, me. It's me.
You're the employer?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Have you got a list of your employees?
Yeah. You want the paper? You want to see the paper?
Absolutely brilliant.
As a student, the husband is allowed to work 20 hours a week, but he must be able to prove he's going to college.
So you're studying in the UK, yeah? Where do you study?
London.
And what's the name of the college?
I just been changed because I finished.
Well, you must know where you're studying.
Eh?
You must know the name of the college you're studying at.
Yeah.
And what is it?
I think I can't remember the name because I just changed.
So where were you studying before?
Just same college. No, same in London.
Yeah, what's the name of that college?
The business college.
And what was that address? What road was it on?
Update? Oxford.
Oxford Road?
No, Oxford Street.
Oxford Street? And what was the post in London? What was the postcode?
I can't remember the postcode.
How long did you study there for?
Just 1.5.
1.5 years? And what qualifications have you got?
We can arrange that.
None at all?
The children and the kids.
No.
Okay. Just take a seat for us, please.
The man appears to have little in the way of knowledge or qualifications to show, but he has some papers he believes will prove that he's a genuine student.
It's all right if I have a look at this. I'm just looking for proof that he's been studying. At the moment, I don't believe he's been studying. We could get a lot of bogus students coming up. As you say, they're studying in London, working all the way up here and doing no studying whatsoever.
Even though the student can remember little about his studies, he's in the clear. He's provided a receipt for his tuition fees and proof that he's renting a flat near his college in London.
You're not going to be a big multi-millionaire businessman after all.
If he were to be a fictitious student, then he's spending an awful lot of money putting a pretty elaborate plan together. So as far as we're concerned, he's legitimate. He's here today to see his wife. They've got 3 children. His plan is to stay here for another 18 months on a course and then return to China.
The student may be genuine, but the team haven't finished at the takeaway just yet. In a passageway next to the kitchen, one of the officers has made an interesting discovery.
Showing you, just walking past, chair in front of what looks like a wall, move the chair out of the way, give the wall a push, and we've got a hidden bedroom. Obviously somebody's sleeping, well, living in here. Telly, bed, clothing, etc. Quite well hidden. You could quite easily walk past it and not see that there's a room here. Makes you think that obviously the person that's in here wants to remain hidden from anybody visiting the premises.
Next, the spotlight will be on the man found working in the kitchen. He'll have to prove he has the right to be in Britain. In Birmingham, the Jamaican man who's just been arrested on his wedding day has some explaining to do. His bride was granted permission to marry him, but he still needed to legitimize his status by returning to Jamaica to reapply for a visa.
At this moment in time, as far as we're aware, you are not lawfully in the country. You are an overstayer. It is an offence.
If you grant me the certificate of approval, so you could have refused me there and then I say, okay, no, we cannot grant you permission on the basis that you're an overstayer, so you need to do this and you need to do that. Why put me through that? Grant me the permission and then at the same time pick me up from there. That does make sense to me.
Another alternative is to come and take you from your home, but the situation is you may well be there with children. Now, what happened today, you have to admit, was the most gentle way of taking you out of the situation. Why didn't you just go back to Jamaica a long time ago, save yourself the money and all of this nonsense, get a visa and come back with a visa?
But it's not really just one thing to say, okay, this was the reason, definitely reason. But things just get dragged and I say, okay, there's that you need to do something about yourself now. And I started to do it.
Sure.
And I did it. And luckily, it was granted to me, and I said, well, God, I must be lucky.
Yeah.
But you don't feel so lucky.
Yeah, no problem. All right, nice to have met you. I'm sorry it was under these circumstances, okay? And all the best in the future.
He's very compliant, truly hurt by the way the situation's gone. But it's something that's going to have to be done, so it's better to do it now rather than later.
After 2 weeks in detention, the man is taken to Gatwick Airport to be put on a flight back to Jamaica. It's a far cry from the dreams he had on the day of his wedding.
We make all the plans. Can you imagine that? Just imagine that. So we got food, we got the art, we got music. Everything was being prepared. And everything just fell flat. So it's just a waste in every aspect that you look at it. And it never has to be like that. I didn't want to go back like this. I don't mind going back. I know going back would have been a part of the process, but not like this.
Not all attempts to use marriage as a way of staying in the UK are based on genuine relationships. Today, a team in Glasgow are targeting a man they believe has gone one step further in his search for permanent residency. Officer Ian Stewart and Officer Jeff Hunter are planning to intercept the man moments before he gets married.
Today we're off to visit a registrar's office in Glasgow, where we are going to investigate an alleged sham marriage, and we've received intelligence which tells us that a gentleman is going to marry a British lady, and he may not be entitled to be in the country and therefore not entitled to get married.
Are you ready? Guys, we'll be downstairs.
Today's groom is a Pakistani man who came into Britain on a student visa in 2008. But his history with the UK border agency is not good, and suggests he'll try anything to stay in the country.
The target has been in the UK previously, claimed to be a Bangladeshi national, and he was claiming asylum, and his asylum application was refused, and he was actually removed back to Dhaka in Bangladesh. So his own credibility is in doubt.
The couple have no idea about the extra guests planning to surprise them on their big day. The officers must keep their presence a secret in case the groom gets cold feet and runs.
The plan is no one can actually see where we are situated. Mr. Khan, his wife and the witnesses will be brought in. We'll be here. This is where we'll make our arrest and make further inquiries.
The wedding party has arrived, expecting to go straight into the marriage ceremony. But the team have arranged for just the groom to be brought into the room where they're ready and waiting.
Hello sir, would you like to come in here for me please? Yep, hello. I'm an immigration officer from the United Kingdom Border Agency. So I'm arresting you as a suspected immigration offender. You do not have to say anything, but anything you do see may be noted and later given in evidence. For the moment, sir, for your safety and for mine, I'm going to place handcuffs on you. So I'd like you to put your hands like that for me, please. Out of you in front of you like this.
I will not do it till I see my lawyer because...
no, at the moment, sir, just put your hands up here for me. All right?
What I did
just keep them,
wrong.
be explained to you, sir, okay?
You're under arrest at this moment in time as a suspected.
I got all the legal documents with me.
Yes, listen carefully.
Do you understand?
I can't believe that. I mean, I got all the legal documents with
Do you
me.
understand?
I come through all the home office process.
Yes, just take a seat over here for me, Mr. Khan. All right? Right, so, can you tell me why you're here today?
Because I'm here to marry with my fiancée.
Okay, how long have you known your fiancée for?
Since August 2007.
And where did you first meet?
We met in the market town center first time. And we started dating each other.
Why are you marrying now, sir? Why are you getting married now?
Because I've been this lady from the last 2 years. Okay, and she's very caring, and we've been friends together first, and then we realized that we fell in love, right? And she asked me one day, and he said,
She asked you?
Yes. I said, you really like me, you really love me? I said, yes, I do really like you, love you, and I really care about you. And she did as well.
All right, Mr. Khan, is this a last-ditch attempt for you to stay in the United Kingdom by marrying a British citizen?
Well, look, to marrying a British citizen is not a crime, is not illegal, right?
I didn't ask you that,
no,
Mr. Khan. Listen to the question.
If somebody fell in love with me and I fell in love with you and we cohabiting each other, right, is not a crime, right?
Have you paid just to marry you.
No, I did not pay any single penny. You can ask her right now. She's there.
All right, Mr. Khan. What we're going to do now is we're going to take you to a vehicle which is parked at the back of this building.
Can I see my lawyer for 1 word? 1 minute?
You'll get a chance to possibly speak to him later.
You can do that later, okay?
No, I'd like to just have one single word.
No. Just listen carefully, sir. I'm trying to explain to you.
Otherwise you can use force or beat me.
Well,
and I'll be screaming.
To this officer till he explains everything to you.
Whatever,
okay?
you kill me, you beat me, but I want to have...
Sir, please, there's no need for that kind of talk. We're not going to kill you, we're not going to beat you. I'm trying to explain to you what's going to happen. Listen, Mr. Khan, listen.
You're under arrest, you do as we said just now, okay?
My got a mother heart condition, right? Okay? You have to inform my brother at least.
Well, sir, we will...
No, first you go and tell you're arresting me. No, you go and tell arresting me.
But Mr. Khan, if you do this nice and quietly, then your mother won't get upset, will she?
You will be given the chance at the police station to ask who you want informed, okay?
All right.
And we will speak to yourself.
And we will tell everyone here what's happening.
Imran!
Let's go.
So that's enough. Don't shout.
Imran! 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 They're arresting me! Imran!
Excuse me.
यार गजाला से बात करो यार.
Excuse me, please. No. Upstairs, you're not allowed up here.
Do this properly, sir.
I don't care who you are, just know you're not allowed up here.
Just 1 word with my brother, I will leave.
Not here, at the police station.
Yeah, what I did wrong, you tell me first.
We will tell you.
Explain everything to you.
Can you explain this immigration here? What I go through all the documents, paperwork here.
Explain everything to you, police station, okay? You need to calm down. Okay? Everything will be explained to you there.
Just sit in the car, sir. Okay. Just turn around, head down, keep your head down. That's it. Just sitting there.
We're going to go back up now. We're going to speak to the wife, we'll speak to the brother as well and let them know, fill them in with the circumstances, but we'll speak most importantly with her first of all and see what the story is that she's got to give us. Okay.
We're now going to interview the lady, so we'll see what happens here. Take a seat here, man.
Okay.
The team want to know what part the bride has played in planning the wedding. Will she back up the man's claims that they've been in a loving relationship for 2 years and that the proposed marriage is genuine?
That's secret.
Coming up, uncovering a secret life in the Stoke takeaway.
It's like Narnia.
And tall tales revealed at Heathrow.
You've either lied to the Home Office so you can get your certificate, or you're lying to me now. They can't both be true. You can't have been in Brazil and met him.
At the Ho Fook takeaway in Stoke, the enforcement team are questioning the kitchen worker.
If he has a passport.
No.
Thank you.
Chief Immigration Officer Sean Flaherty uses an interpreter on the end of a phone.
Hello. Plain asylum. Okay.
The man, who says he's an asylum seeker, claims he's just here as a guest of his friends and helping out a little in return.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
He has a letter from the Home Office about his asylum claim, which he keeps in his room.
What's this? Secret.
The hidden cubbyhole next to the kitchen.
It's like Narnia. Fantastic, thank you.
He claims the letter confirms he has permission to work.
These are yours.
Officer
You speak a bit of
Flaherty
English, yeah?
spots a second letter the man is less keen to have.
This one here, yeah, which you've quite rightly said, they will say there's no restrictions on you taking employment back in 1998.
Yeah.
But then, back in March 2008, you are not allowed to work.
Yeah, not working. I know not working.
Okay, right.
I only come here only 5 hours.
I accept that you're not getting paid, but in place of getting paid, you're given food and board. So it's work. Still work.
Officer Flaherty checks the Home Office records.
When was he refused his arm?
The worker has never reported since claiming asylum in 1998, but his claim has been refused. He is listed as an absconder and is not allowed to work.
Okay, Mr. Zhao, you're under arrest. Okay? You're a failed asylum seeker. Yeah? You have no leave to be in the United Kingdom. Okay? So you're now under arrest. Do you understand that?
No, that's it.
No, okay. I'll break it down nice and simple. You're under arrest. You shouldn't be working, you shouldn't be in the country. You haven't complied with immigration so far. You've rendered yourself in this position at the moment, okay? You're going to come with me, we'll have a word outside. Okay, my colleague's going to search your room. Alright? Okay, come to me. You've shown a continuing, blatant disregard for the immigration laws. Come here seeking our protection, and he hasn't done anything to kind of help himself or us. So he's under arrest now.
The team know that detaining and removing Chinese illegal immigrants is not straightforward. They will almost certainly have to release this man.
The problem we've got is the length of time it takes us to get a travel document for a Chinese person. It can be up to 12 months, so it's almost certain that we're not going to get bed space for him for 12 months. Somehow we have to persuade him that he should report to us and that he can't work during that time.
Time and a chance the takeaway owner is legitimate in the UK as a dependent
So I'm just going to put some
of her
details
husband,
down on
the
this piece of paper, then I'll explain
She
it to
has
you.
been employing an
Right?
illegal worker and could face a
can't-
fine
it's-
of up to £10,000.
You have to write to them. Okay, let me just explain what's happened. This gentleman here, he's not allowed to work.
He just helping me.
Helping's working, I'm afraid. He's not allowed
But
to
he
help.
also helping my children. Is he say working for my
He's not allowed to work in the UK.
So where he go?
He's going to be detained now. We're taking him to a police station where we'll interview him further.
Okay, man, your head. Go to the front. Take all your seats.
The team regularly find illegal immigrants who attempt to prolong their stay in the country by putting in baseless asylum claims.
Don't worry about it.
In 2008, the UK border agency sent 13,000 failed asylum seekers back.
Asylum's there for a reason. Asylum's there to offer protection to people who genuinely need it. People claim asylum and then don't cooperate with us, and it makes a mockery of the asylum system. And it's, frankly, it's an insult to the people who actually are genuinely seeking asylum. He hasn't played by the rules, and I think he should be detained long term. Why don't we get a passport for him? That's my opinion. Right.
There is not enough room to detain all illegal immigrants picked up in enforcement
Let's just get to the
raids,
door.
especially when it can take a year to get hold of their travel.
Let's just get you to the door and then come back, mate.
After being interviewed, the man is released on
one off.
The owner of the takeaway will be fined up to £10,000 for employing an illegal.
I'm used to it now, mate.
In Glasgow, a team are investigating what they believe is a sham marriage. They have arrested a Pakistani man who was minutes away from tying the knot with his British bride. He says they've been in a steady relationship for 2 years and are very much. Now it's the bride's turn to explain how she came to be betrothed to the man she knows as Jamie Rose.
How long have you known this man?
August 2007.
August 2007. Where did you meet him? In a pub, in a club, in a restaurant, in a house?
In a shop. In a car. It's one of my friend's pals, so I met him through a friend, and his friend brought him through to meet me in his car.
In a car. So that was the first time you met, was in a car?
When I met him.
Was that in a car park or was that just in the street?
Just in the street.
And what was the purpose of this meeting? Why did your friend bring this man to meet you?
Just some about talking to me and asking if things to do, like if I was getting money, like benefits and all that.
Did he mention giving you any money at all for the purpose of possibly getting married? Especially if you tell the truth.
No, he's never. He's offered me, he's gave me money and that, but
How much money has he been giving you?
£20 in
What
the
is that? Every day, every week, every month?
every week.
Gives you £20 every week. And what's that for?
That's just to help me out if I'm stuck with stuff like for gas and the lecky and that.
Whose idea was it to get married?
It wasn't mine.
All right. Did you fill in a form to get married? Because I've seen a form with all your details on, your name, your mother, your father, and it's signed by you.
I signed it, but I never filled the form in.
So you didn't fill the form in, it was filled in for you by...
I don't know who by.
But it was filled in when you saw it.
I filled in when I saw it.
Did Jamie not tell you what it was for?
No, Jamie just said sign your name there, that's what I got told today.
And has he ever mentioned to you about getting married so that he can stay here in the United Kingdom, stay in Scotland? Have you ever discussed that?
He mentioned something like that. He asked me, but I never, because he only mentioned something about, have you ever been married before? And I told him, no, I've not been married before. But he mentioned about married and that, but he never mentioned anything about getting married to me or anything.
So if Jamie had said to you, come on, let's go to Glasgow, we're going to get married, what would you have said to him?
I would have said no.
Have you ever had any intention of getting married to Jamie Rose-Can?
No, just friends. Eh?
Do you believe now that he's deceiving you so that he can remain in the UK?
Yeah, I know. If I knew all this, I would never have done it.
Okay. I'll take you back through. Okay.
I don't know what she thought she was coming to sign. She thought she was coming to sign papers, and she had no intention of getting married, didn't know she was coming to get married. Why else you would come to a registry office? I'm not 100% certain, but she was certainly in no mind to get married today, so it kind of it puts the mockers on his explanation of why he's here today.
The team are satisfied the man's attempt to get married today was a scam to stay in the UK. And they caught him just in time.
If he did get married today, then ultimately he would have been in a far stronger position with the Home Office to submit any applications to remain in the UK, because he would have obviously been saying that he was in a marriage that was subsisting, and it would be harder for us with any applications that he put in to reject that.
The man is held in detention, awaiting his removal back to Pakistan. The team accept that the bride was an innocent victim of his scam. At Heathrow's Terminal 3, a Brazilian man has arrived to see his British civil partner. They got married the last time he was in the UK, and now he wants to spend 6 months with his husband. Chief Officer Matt Dyson asks Officer Lee Salih to investigate because the passenger claims to have another important reason for his visit. He's on police bail and due to appear in court.
He says he was arrested after visiting a sick Greek friend in a hotel who had overdosed on cocaine. He says that he was not using the drug, but he was arrested anyway.
Okay.
We need to speak to the police. How serious, is the investigation into him, or is it something that they would let slip and just not be that bothered about if he wasn't actually here?
Yeah.
If it is quite serious, is he somebody that we should be admitting anyway?
To find out, Officer Lee needs to know more about the passenger's brush with the law.
Let's phone the police.
Well, I'm not until Monday. You on Monday?
I understand there are some charges pending, and I'd be grateful if someone can give me a call back as to whether or not he's required to attend a hearing on the Friday the 1st of May. Thanks very much. Belgravia police station is busy. In good health.
While Officer Lee waits to hear if the police want to pursue a case against the passenger, her own investigation throws up serious questions about the man's immigration history.
He was actually arrested in the UK on a drugs charge in March 2009. According to his passport, he entered the UK in April 2008. As a visitor to the UK, he's only allowed to stay 6 months. So if he entered the UK in April 2008 and was still here in March 2009, he's overstayed by almost 5 months.
Officer Lee checks the passenger's earlier visits to see if he's made a habit of overstaying his visa. She finds the evidence she's looking for in his application to marry his civil partner.
And he confirms in this letter that he met him in August 2007 in a London nightclub. The problem we have with that is he was stamped in as a visitor in January 2006. There are no other entry or exit stamps for the UK in that period of time, so he must have overstayed here because he's only supposed to stay 6 months. He should have left the UK in the summer, but he was still here a year and a half later. Bless him.
It appears the passenger has twice stayed longer in Britain than he should have.
Okay, do you want to come through?
Officer Lee wants to see if there's anything in his bags
so
to reveal
this is
what
all
he's
your
doing
luggage.
in
You
the
don't
country
have any more
this
luggage. Did you pack the bags yourself?
Yeah.
Did anybody help you pack? Are you aware of the contents? You know everything that's in your bags?
Yeah, I know everything.
And why were you arrested? Why did the police arrest you here? Why did they arrest you?
My friend bought a hell, he was drug in a hotel and they called me for helping him. And I was helping him, asked to the emergency, but I was the phone in the hotel, so I did say to the hotel, my friend did use the drug. And then the hotel called the police.
You weren't using the drugs then?
No.
No?
I drink a lot Jack Daniels, I love
You like your Jack Daniels?
I love
What do you drink it with? What do you have it with? Coke?
Coke.
We're going back upstairs, yeah? Yeah.
Officer Lee has learned a little more about the passenger's adventures with the police. She has also found something to suggest
Okay, sir.
that he might
Give
be
me a few
here
minutes,
to
I'll come
work.
back and then I'll interview you. He was carrying a lifeguard qualification ID. Is he doing that here? Because he's not supposed to. He's not supposed to work. My suspicion is he's working here as a lifeguard. How he's doing that, I don't know. Whether he's got some other form of ID that he presents, an ID card from another country maybe.
It's time to find out how the passenger has beaten the system for so long,
Mr. Toledo, come out, sir.
and to discover what he's up to this time.
Okay, so if you can just take a seat there for me. So why do you have the lifeguard ID?
Because I did the course. I did try to work for lifeguard when I finished the course, but it's no work for me.
Okay, apart from your Brazilian passport, do you have any other nationality passport or identification document?
No. I did it before. When I come in 2006, I was making for work, but no, I didn't take the. I get the prison for this for 1 month and a half.
What document were you using?
It's Italy.
Passport?
Yeah.
How did you get that? Where did you get it from? Who from? Yeah.
Okay.
Who from?
I meet somebody in the restaurant. He say to me, "Ah, you don't have visa?" No. So I make the passport for you, and I say, "How much?" £300. And me,
Okay, where did you go to prison? In England?
Yeah, in England. Yeah.
If the passenger wants to come into the country to see his husband, he'll have to convince Officer Lee that his travels have been legitimate since going to prison for using a fake Italian passport. At Heathrow, the story given by the passenger from Brazil is not adding up. Both his arrest for possessing drugs and meeting his husband happened during periods he should not have been in the country. Officer Lee suspects he's been using a fake Italian passport to get in and out of Britain.
I'm going to start from the beginning of your first time here, okay? How long did you say you would stay?
Couple 6 months, and I did stay 6 months.
So when did you leave the UK that year? When did you leave?
When did you leave the UK? Yeah,
you
July,
came in
July, yeah.
When was the next time that you entered the UK?
It's 2008.
That's a lie. You claim in your letter that you wrote to the Home Office that you met your partner in October 2007 in London.
In 2007.
How did you do that if you weren't in the country?
Which day? But which day did you apply for
How could you have met him if you weren't in the country?
I didn't meet him in 2008. I didn't meet him in 2007.
Well, that's what you told the Home Office.
You're wrong. I'm not liable there.
You've either lied to the Home Office so you can get your certificate, or you're lying to me now. All right? One of those things, they can't both be true. You can't have been in Brazil and met him. You say in that letter you were together from October 2007.
Is it 2007?
Yes. Were you in the UK in 2007? Yes or no?
Yes, in 2007. But I did go to Brazil and I come back, but I don't know which month I'm coming back, because I come to Italy. I really don't like. So it drives me serious. I try to remember things. There's a situation
Right, my next
me,
question. My next question is then, how did you enter the UK? What passport?
Brazilian.
Where's the entry stamp?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have it.
Why not? How can you, as a Brazilian national, travel from Italy to the UK without getting a stamp in your passport? How would they not stamp your passport?
Because it's normal boat. It's not like...
Even I go on the boat to France, they check my passport.
Depende
Why
which
don't?
boat you use, lady.
Which port did it leave?
It's not port.
Well, the boats don't sail from Italy to the UK unless you went on a cruise ship. So where did you sail from?
Seriously, I can't remember. It's 2007.
You need to start giving me some explanations, sir, all right? Because at the moment, your immigration history with the UK is not very good, is it?
Yeah, no, I see that.
Quite a lot's come out of the interview in the sense that I had a suspicion that he may well have been using another document of some kind. And he's admitted to me straight away that he did use an Italian passport to try and get a national insurance number. He won't admit to having used it to travel on, but my suspicion is he has, because the fact he doesn't have stamps in his passports for his claimed visits to and from the continent would lead me to believe he's used it. He's obviously admitted he's been here for 4 years on and off, pretty much constantly, living here. I think he's been working. He won't admit to it, but he's been working here. He's not a genuine visitor. He wants to live here. He's not a genuine visitor.
Even though Officer Lee is in no doubt about the passenger's status, she
more
must
likely,
refer the
as
case to
joint
Chief
detention.
Officer Dawson.
Okay. In my opening gambit was, have you ever been in possession, or are you entitled to, any other nationality document or ID? Oh, well, there was the Italian passport that I went to prison for a month for. Ka-ching.
So he's either overstayed or he's been in and
using
out
a
using
dodgy
a fraudulent
document.
Either way, it doesn't sit
He went
well.
to prison for a month. He used it to try and get an NI number, and it was deemed forged, because it was.
Has he used it to travel though?
He says not, but I don't believe that.
Well, but then he's damned by his own words. He's either used the document to travel, which again is illegal, or he's overstayed. He can't have it both ways.
And he acknowledges that.
Right. Well, we'll just have him as an overstayer then.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, I'll do it.
Thanks. He's a serial abuser of UK law and the immigration system. He's overstayed twice. He's apparently, by his own admission, done a short period of time for using a false Italian passport, and he's currently under investigation for drugs charges. I don't consider that that's the sort of person I want to be letting in.
Mr. Toledo. Hello. I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Which kind of bad news?
Bad news is that you're going to be refused entry to the UK. We're not allowing you in.
No, in UK.
Not coming into the UK, and we're going to send you back to Brazil on Sunday morning. Well,
I don't understand
okay,
why
because you're coming here as a visitor, and you've been living here as a visitor. You're not allowed to do that.
No, the first time, but now I was married. It's another situation.
But you don't have the right visa. If you read your Home Office letter, sir, it quite clearly says that doesn't mean you can stay and live here. You still need to sort the paperwork out.
Sorry about that.
Sorry
about that. Thank you.
Have a safe journey home.
All right.
He's shown a blatant disregard, really, for immigration rules. He may not understand it. He may claim not to understand it. But the fact of the matter remains, that stamp in his passport tells him he can't work and he can only stay for 6 months. He's broken at least two occasions he's stayed longer than he should, so them's the rubs, I guess.
The police do not pursue the drugs charge, deciding instead it's better the passenger is kept out of Britain. He's put on a flight back to Brazil, where he'll have to hatch another plan if he wants to see his husband. Men and women work for the UK Border Guards. At home and abroad, their job is to seek out lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right to be here. They are in Lagos, a farmer sowed seeds of doubt.
But it's an emergency travel document, surely. But they're issued within 24 hours.
That's why I'm surprised.
In Calais, it's Good Morning Vietnam.
One available. Hey, be careful as well, one of them's smoking in here.
And a factory in Southampton produces an assembly of illegal workers.
You're under arrest for being in this country illegally and working illegally, all right?
5 a.m. Portsmouth. Immigration officer Peter Campbell is briefing a joint team of police and immigration staff. Their target is a plastics factory in Southampton where they believe foreign nationals are being employed as illegal workers.
So, very simple, when we get in the premises, we've got 6 interviewing officers. They will be conducting the interviews. Everybody else is there in a cover role. So the interview officers could just remain here and the rest of you go and find your vehicles.
30 officers are on this operation, sourced from different enforcement teams across southern England.
It's on the back there.
It's a big factory. The immigration team don't want to take any risks.
The premises has never been visited, but it's been on the cards for the last about year and a half. As the intel's very good for it, but it's logistics-wise, it's a big job, so it's getting the staff for it really.
I think there's going to be quite a lot of people to deal with. So we've got about 6 officers who are going to be interviewing. Then everybody else is going to be in a cover role today, so that'll be my role, just to be where I'm needed really.
Right there. Stop here. Stop.
The first stage of the mission is to seal off the escape routes. Teams split up. One group surrounds the perimeter.
That's clear.
As another moves inside the factory.
Guys from immigration, can you come over?
Everyone is a suspect, so all the workers are quickly rounded up. With the entire workforce together, the team sets up a safe zone where the interviews will take place.
At the moment, we're just trying to contain the area, get everybody who's on the premises into a sterile area. So at the moment, we're just trying to cover everybody until we get ourselves set up to interview everybody.
We didn't lose anybody, nobody escaped or anything, so yeah, it's good. Went quite smoothly. We've just got to do the rest of it now.
Okay, what's your name?
S6 at the moment, S6.
Do you want to write it for me there? So that's Satnam Singh, yeah?
Yeah.
And you're Indian?
Yes.
And how long have you been in the UK?
Huh?
How long have you been in the UK?
96.
You came in 96? Yeah. And what's your entitlement to be here?
Sorry?
What's your entitlement to be here?
96, yeah.
Yeah, I know you came in 96. How did you come in 96?
96 in the land, I mean.
You flew in 96, did you?
Yeah.
Have you got a visa?
Yeah.
Work permit?
Yeah.
When did you get that?
My home. My car.
Where's your passport now?
This is my home.
At your house?
Yeah.
Right, so how long was your visa for?
Me? 96, yeah.
Yeah, but are you here legally now?
I'm illegal.
No, are you?
I'm 96, yeah, work here. 96, yeah.
Officer Jones isn't getting any clear answers, and neither is Officer Jody Dent.
What language do you speak?
The man claims to be Greek, but says he can speak a little Punjabi.
He's got a Greek passport, he's in Greece.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true.
Right, so you're telling me that you've got a Greek passport. Why did you send it back to Greece?
Okay, he sent it back for renewal. It's going to be stamped again to be renewed.
So how am I going to believe that you're a Greek national when you can prove that you can't show me that you're a Greek national?
He said he can get the passport back. He can get a photocopy of the passport back within 10-15 days.
Well, no, I need it now. Basically, what he's stated to me is that he's a Greek national, but which means he's a European national, and he doesn't need a visa. He can basically live freely and work freely in the United Kingdom. The problem we have is he has no identification to prove that to me.
Yeah.
Right, what do you want me to do with him then? We haven't arrested him.
Don't fill out for a former yet. Only ever fill out if you're going to arrest him.
Oh, right, okay.
Where's your documents?
He doesn't know.
Yeah, you speak English. Yes, you do. Stop lying to me. Where are your documents? Nick him on suspicion.
Right, okay. Right, okay.
Officer Campbell has ordered the first arrest, and with 45 people still to be interviewed, there could be many more. Coming up, the pig farmer trying to save his bacon in Nigeria.
Have you been arrested and fingerprinted by the police in the UK?
Over what?
I'm asking you.
And Officer Pownall questions a pregnant lady at Lagos Airport.
When you went for your American visa, did you tell the visa officer that you were pregnant?
The slums in Lagos, Nigeria, plagued by violence, power cuts and poverty. The product of a city in the middle of the largest population boom of the 21st century. Lagos is one of the largest cities in Africa. Ties to the UK are close, and for many in search of a better life, Britain is their #1 destination. Here at the British Deputy High Commission, 110,000 visa applications are assessed each year, and the decisions on who to let into the UK made by 34 UK border agency officers.
I've had a very quick look at this case, and the first thing I noticed is that the marriage certificate is not genuine. On the basis of that, this application is going to be refused.
This is the man who's just been declined for submitting false documents.
They say I should appeal for the refusal. I know that if I appeal, I'll get the visa to the UK.
The Home Office will impose a 10-year ban if he applies for another visa. But with almost 10,000 fraudulent documents detected in 2008 alone, police do not have the resources to arrest him. Not all cases are so straightforward. Some applicants are asked to go to the Deputy High Commission to be interviewed by an entry clearance officer. This man has been called in because he was arrested in the UK in spring 2009, yet the stamp in his Nigerian passport says he had already returned to Nigeria. He'll be interviewed by Officer Phil Morgan.
Now, the next case we have is a family visitor. He has come to the attention of the police in the UK in March of this year, 2009. And when we look through the entry stamps back into Nigeria, the last entry into Nigeria that he has is on the 12th of November 2008. Now, my guess is he's maybe paid somebody to wind back the stamp to show him entering Nigeria before the expiry conditions of his last UK visa, which expired on the 7th of December 2008.
If the man wants a visa, he'll have to explain how he got his passport stamped when he was clearly still in the UK.
Morning. I need to ask you some questions about your current application, okay?
Okay.
What do you do for a living?
At the moment, I'm a farmer.
You're a farmer?
Yes, please.
A farmer in what?
In poultry, fishery, and piggery.
And are you married?
Yeah, happily married.
And how many children do you have?
2 able boys.
2 sons?
Yes, please.
Okay.
My gene is for boys, so I don't want to go further.
I noticed from your passport that you last entered the UK on the 28th of October.
October, yeah.
And how long did you stay?
I stayed almost 5 months.
5 months?
Yeah, almost.
So when did you return to Nigeria?
March 21.
Sorry?
March 21.
But your visa expired on the your visa expired on the 7th of December 2008.
Yeah.
So you breached your conditions.
No, something terrible happened.
Tell me what happened.
Yeah, the last time I traveled, October 27, I traveled with a cousin of mine. His name is Akinremi Adetola.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were to come back on the 12th of November, but I changed my mind to stay 5 more days.
Yeah, so what was the terrible thing that happened then?
Yeah, while he was coming back, he came back with my jacket. And my passport and ticket was in my jacket.
Yes.
When he tendered the passport for stamping at the immigration office here, and you know what applies here is, you'll be on the queue, 2 people will be sitting down. You give your passport to the first person, he sends it to the next person to stamp. Then the next person that stamp will call you when they want to hand over it to you. So by the point of handing over, they discover it's not the owner of the passport, and my passport was withheld.
Does your cousin look anything like you then?
Not really, not really.
Not really?
Yeah.
So the Nigerian immigration officer didn't look at the biodata page and compare the photographs with your
At
cousin?
the point of delivery, that was when they compared. But they've already done the stamping.
That's very good, thank you. I need to refer to my entry clearance manager, okay?
Okay.
If you wait outside, please.
Yeah, I just want to add that why I had to stay long was because of that issue, and it took me 3 months to get emergency travel certificate. That was, in fact, that was so devastating. To apply for emergency travel certificate in Nigerian embassy took 3 months, while I have a lot of things to do here. I have social engagement to attend, I have my business meeting to attend, I have so many things to attend.
But it's an emergency travel document, surely. But they're issued within 24 hours.
That's why I'm surprised. You need to see the crowd. I need to go through the website to download. After downloading, you need to be giving interview date 3 months. It's so disgusting. That's my area of problem with them.
But as I said, I need to refer the case to the entry clearance
fine.
manager. So
That's
if you'd
fine.
like to wait outside, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, he's attempted to explain why the re-entry stamp shows the 21st of November. He says that his cousin took his passport back to Nigeria with him and got the Nigerian Immigration Service to stamp that. I don't find that very credible myself.
I've been honest enough to them. I don't think I should lie over any questions. I've told them the absolute truth what happened, and I don't live in UK. I only go and visit. I don't see any reason why they should not allow me to go anymore.
2,500 miles away, and Officer Dave Jones is still attempting to get answers from his interviewee.
Right, to start work here, the person that gave you the job, you would have to show him something so to say that you was legally here in the United Kingdom and you was entitled to work. So what did you show him?
Oh, you my card.
You've got a national insurance card?
Yeah.
Where's that? Okay, show me. Yeah. Where did you get this from?
Yeah, my solicitor. Hello.
Your solicitor?
Yeah.
Your solicitor gave you this?
Can you speak language?
Why are you entitled to be here and work? Who gave you permission to be here and work?
Yeah,
Long job here, I mean, tax pay, everything.
Officer Jones will now check his immigration status on the Home Office database.
Okay. So he came when? Sorry, Trace. December. Is he Faz? Yeah. Lovely. Cheers. Now listen, you're in the United Kingdom illegally, and you're not entitled to work.
Oh, right, okay, mate. Sorry.
Okay? You know that though, don't you? Huh? You know that, don't you? You know you're not entitled to work, and you know you're here illegally, don't you?
Okay. Not illegally, okay.
This chap actually arrived in the United Kingdom in December '98, and he was arrested and served as an illegal entrant at document abuse. He then absconded, and he's been an absconder ever since. He did claim asylum. It's failed, but he's been an absconder since '98, so he'll be going down the station and he'll be processed from there. I've already cautioned you, but you're under arrest for being in this country illegally and working illegally, all right? I'll let you know what's going to happen to you in a minute.
Yeah.
Such illegal entry.
It's been a busy morning for the team. 46 people have been interviewed and many arrests have been made.
We've made 12 arrests, of which one was a failed asylum seeker, one was an overstayer, and the other 10 were arrested on suspicion of illegal entry.
Although the manager doesn't want to appear on camera, he is keen to prove he hired the men in good faith and carried out all the necessary checks.
This is the employer's file where he's keeping all the details of his workforce. And it looks like one of my colleagues has actually seized it, so we'll be taking this back to the office to run the checks for the people that we've arrested.
An employer must check and keep copies of a worker's documents before hiring them. This helps to show they've done everything possible to follow the rules if later found to be employing an illegal worker. If, however, they are knowingly employing illegal workers or can't show that they took these necessary steps, they could be fined up to £10,000 per employee.
What we're doing now is the people we've arrested have all gone out to the police stations. The remaining officers here, we're all going to go and do the house searches now for the addresses of the people we have arrested. So I've got a small team here and we're going to go down and do 2 addresses and hopefully we can find some documents within.
Okay, alright, watch your head when you go in, mate. Alright, okay.
In order to remove the suspects from the country, the team need to verify their identities. The best way to do this is to search their homes and find their passports or any other form of identification.
200. What do we say, 202? They didn't have keys for us, so it's a case of just knocking and see if anybody answers today.
Oh, hello. Can we come in? You happy for us to come in? Yeah? Okay. Happy to come in?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So who lives here? Was it you and this gentleman here?
Inside the house, the team encountered 2 men who were both foreign nationals and immediately admit to being in the UK illegally.
He came to look for work 2 years ago.
And how did he enter the UK?
England
Lorry.
Yeah, via lorry.
I asked him when did he arrive here?
OK, Turlock, you are now under arrest. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
The team have found more than they bargained for. Both men are arrested for entering the UK on the back of a lorry. Now their rooms can be searched too.
Okay, sit on the floor. Sit on the floor. Okay. Where do you have any paperwork?
Okay,
no problem. Myself and my colleague are going to look around. Yeah. Okay, we'll ask you questions. If you show us the paperwork, we don't need to look.
The man claims to have no paperwork, so the team will have to search the entire room.
Sometimes these things happen. We go to a home address, and obviously we've got the power to come here because we've arrested the person. They've provided this as their home address, their place of residence. So when we come back here, we've encountered another 2 working here. We've had a quick chat to them and found they're actually in the country illegally. So they've been arrested on suspicion. So we're now having a search through their rooms.
Is this your bag?
I picture their bag.
Was that your bag?
Next door, the officers have forced entry to one of the bedrooms.
So we've gained entry to this room. This is the room for the guy who was arrested down at the factory. I found all his pay slips, so we know we're in the right room. So hopefully we'll find a passport for him. Have you done all these, Paul?
I haven't gone through the details.
In the third bedroom, Officer Viv has found an asylum registration card, which appears to give the owner the right to work in the UK.
I mean, this particular one, it's got employment permitted, and from my phone call that my colleague made to the Home Office earlier on, there was no trace of this gentleman on Home Office records. So this card would appear to not been issued by the Home Office.
Viv's just found a counterfeit art card. Usually the art cards have got employment prohibited on them. You'll see on this one it's got employment permitted. So that always makes you have a second look anyway if it's got permitted on it, because very few of them do. But that is a particularly bad one.
And that's not all.
His
Officer
sunglasses
Viv's
do.
also found a fake passport.
Well, the gentleman first of all said he's an Indian national. It seems that it's falling apart, and as you can see, there appears to be something else underneath. It seems as though one page has been stuck on to another.
Next door,
Hello,
the
Jim,
deception continues. Another national insurance card.
Is it false or? I would say it's very moody, yeah.
He's saying it's moody, he's saying it was supplied by a previous occupant.
Oh, excellent. Well, in that
as
case,
a false one.
Sees that and sees the paperwork.
Fake passports and forged documents are flooding the UK from factories in Eastern Europe.
Mr. Jim, do you want all of the paste?
The officers have found plenty of fakes, but not the genuine passport they were looking for. Although the trail took an unexpected twist, the team have gathered enough evidence of deception to remove them.
I'm just going to hold your arm for now, okay? Don't worry.
These two arrests take the total to 15. Two men are both currently in detention.
How long have you been in the UK?
This man is also in detention
You came in
and is
96?
awaiting removal from
What's
the
your
UK
entitlement to be here?
back to India.
What's your...
This man claimed to be from Greece. He wasn't. He is also waiting to be removed back to India. Coming up, more tales from the Nigerian pig farmer.
What is your date of birth?
1904, 1960.
Why did
1964, sorry.
The port of Calais, northern France. For thousands of illegal immigrants travelling without documentation, this is known as the gateway to the UK. With over 20 million tonnes of freight being transported by ferry each day, the opportunities to hide in one of the thousands of trucks travelling to Britain are plenty. The berths are where the lorries wait to board the ferry. It's the last chance for the teams to find stowaways before they reach the UK.
It's a huge piece of machinery by the looks of it.
Today, the team is searching a lorry of sports trucks and have had a high reading on the CO2 monitors, the device used to detect human breath.
Take last picture. Yeah, they are rich. All right, no problem. Yeah.
Rubber tyres also emit CO2, which could explain the high reading. Therefore, such loads as these are a popular choice for people seeking a lorry to hide.
There's got people here. Yeah, Charlie Delta's clear. You've got what, Charlie Delta's? We've got some.
About 15 here. Guys, please take the plastic bags off your heads. Take the plastic bags off your heads. Take them off your heads. Health and safety. Good. Right, please. Are you all well though? You all good? Yeah? Excellent.
How many have we got?
We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 Vietnamese nationals in plastic bags, mixed of male and female.
The CO2
Right, do you want
probes
them
are
out, yeah?
proved right, and 10 Vietnamese people have been found beneath the car.
Yeah, okay. Right, you just stand here for me. Just stand there. All right, you
They've
stand here
attempted
for
to
me.
avoid detection by putting plastic bags over their heads.
We don't know how long they've been in there. And they all was covered in black bags, covering their heads, as you could see from the footage you got. And we just wanted them to get them some air. Out here, they're nice people, they're good, they're no trouble to us. They're going to be fine here. We'll just keep them here till we get the escort team down.
They all put bags over their heads to stop the CO2 coming out. But the moment they take them off, all that CO2 is released into the trailer. Say 10 people do that at the same time, that's a lot of CO2 that all comes together. And you'll get this massive reading on your CO2.
You need to stay, you need to write.
Some areas of Vietnam are considered to have an unsatisfactory human rights record by the Home Office. Vietnamese nationals are being detected in increasing numbers in Cali. Many have paid agents up to £20,000 hoping to achieve illegal entry to Britain.
Ah, but you understand a little English? No. I need everybody's name.
This time they
name,
haven't
like, my
made it
name's
across the
Bridget.
channel, although they
Good
were
man.
just 5 minutes away
I need your
from
name, so
boarding
you
the
write your
ferry.
name on there.
The group were later released by the French authorities and were free to try again. The lorry company was fined £4,000. The Deputy High Commission is the headquarters for the UK Border Agency in Lagos, Nigeria.
suggested it was his cousin who
Inside,
brought the
Officer Phil
passport
Morgan
back
is speaking to
took
his
his
manager,
passport
Dan
back to
Barker,
Nigeria
about the
with him.
visa application of this man. He claims he overstayed his last UK visa because his cousin accidentally took his passport back to Nigeria.
I put it to him there was no reason why his passport should have been stamped. It should have been his cousin's passport that was stamped.
Correct.
So I believe there's an attempt at deception here to show that he returned before his visa conditions expired. Now, if we were to believe that his passport was brought back to Nigeria by mistake, his reason for staying the extra 3 to 4 months was that he applied for an emergency travel document from the Nigerian High Commission in London, and it took 3 months. Now, I believe those documents are issued within 24 or 48 hours.
Okay.
So I just don't find that credible either.
And has he got a copy of that emergency travel document with him?
I didn't actually ask that, so I can ask him a few more questions if you wish.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Both Phil and Dan have their doubts, so this time Phil will confront the man about his police record.
Do you still have your emergency travel document?
No, they collect it at the immigration office, and I have to stay five hours because I need to collect my passport back, and that was the only evidence to show I'm the owner of the passport.
What did you do for the 3 months while you were waiting for this emergency travel document to be issued?
You can see I've grown belly now. I was feeding.
What, you ate for 24 hours a day?
Sleeping, going around, they're monitoring my business here.
Okay. Have you been arrested and fingerprinted by the police in the UK?
Myself? Over what?
I'm asking you.
Not that I can remember. Yeah, except for driving with my international license, yeah.
So you have been?
Yes.
When was this?
I can't remember, it's been a long time. I can't remember, it should be four years.
When you were arrested by the police, what name did you give them?
My name, Adebayo.
Well, I have evidence that you gave a different name.
Can I know the name they told me, they said I gave?
Yes?
Yes, please. Yeah.
It's Adiwele.
Adebayo.
No, Adiwele.
They misquoted then.
No. I have the police record, and that's the name you gave them. And also, what is your date of birth?
1904, 1960.
1960?
Yes, please.
Why did
1964, sorry.
Well, again, I have evidence that you gave the police in the UK your date of birth as the 25th of September 1975.
No, that's not me. That's not me.
Well, they're your fingerprints that the police took, and that's the name you gave them.
No, I'm sure I gave them my name, Adebayo, my correct date of birth. It has never changed.
Okay. And why did the police arrest you?
What happened was I used the extra small tire.
Oh, the emergency tyre, yeah?
The emergency tyre, and I was arrested because of that.
That's fine, thank you very much. If you'd just like to wait outside again, please.
Thank you.
It's the end of the interview, and the man has failed to explain his deception.
So, had to obviously to refuse for use of deception from obviously obtaining a stamp by deception, which appears genuine.
I believe it is genuine.
And obviously refuse him and refer him to the police.
Indeed. Right, I've referred your application to the entry clearance manager, and your visa application has been refused. The reason it's been refused is that at the time you were arrested by the police, you gave a different name and date of birth from that in your passport. Also, you overstayed in the United Kingdom by more than 28 days.
Yeah, but that was intentional. I explained
No, but
that.
you should have attempted to regularise your position, your status in the UK,
No,
having
no.
realised that your visa had expired and that you were in the UK illegally. Anyway, that's a copy for you with your appeal papers, okay?
Can I have my other
The gentleman
documents?
over there will give you back the documents and your passport, okay? Thank you.
The gentleman holding his passport is Inspector Lawal of the Lagos Fraud Unit. He was taken away for further questioning, but released without charge the same afternoon. The farmer has failed to get his UK visa, but each year around 60,000 genuine visitors make it to the UK from Lagos. The post of UK Border Agency officer in Lagos can be a dangerous one. Expatriates and Western-based companies have been the targets of kidnapping. Sarah Pownell is an immigration liaison manager. Unlike her colleagues in Lagos, Sarah travels to work in a bulletproof armour-plated car.
It can be a bit sort of living in a bit of a pressure cooker at times when you just want some independence and freedom, but most of the time everybody gets on and you accept all the security measures that are in place to look after you. Unfortunately, about 18 months ago, one of our drivers was shot and killed on duty on his way onto the mainland, and so we do take security very strongly at the High Commission.
Sarah is based at the Deputy High Commission but spends most of her week travelling to and from Murtala Mohammed Airport.
Morning. Hey Joe, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
No wahala.
No wahala today.
No wahala.
Okay.
Sarah doesn't have any legal
Flight, isn't it,
powers at
today?
the airport. It's her job to advise airline staff on how to stop people trying to enter the UK illegally.
We provide the training to the airlines so that they can do the job on their own. We don't have to stand here and do the job for them. We're here just as an advisor to the airlines to explain maybe some of these technical difficulties, inform them of any current trends with the different types of forgeries, different types of counterfeit documents. But anyone who does arrive in the UK who doesn't have the correct visa, who doesn't have the correct paperwork in whatever shape or form, the airline will be fined £2,000, which is a hefty load for the airline to face. So it's in their interests, obviously, to work with us and ensuring that everybody's got the right documentation.
Over 5 million people travel through Murtala Mohammed Airport every year.
Let's see who we've got then. Okay.
At the boarding gate, passengers are given a final check. This is the last chance to spot imposters before they reach the UK.
All these bits and pieces. Just show your boarding pass at the guys here. We're not taking Arsenal supporters today, I'm afraid. This is a Liverpool zone, okay? So no Arsenal supporter. No Arsenal
Sarah has been
supporters.
asked by the airline staff to look at a woman's visa. The woman does not want to be identified.
Morning, madam. How are you? What's your final destination today?
No, today.
Today?
Today in London.
Okay.
But I'm going to US tomorrow.
You're going to the US tomorrow, okay? Have you been to the US before?
Yes, a long time.
Okay, approximately when? 1975, okay. When you went for your American visa, did you tell the visa officer that you were pregnant? You didn't? No. Okay. Is there any reason why you didn't tell the visa officer that you were pregnant?
It didn't come up.
It didn't come up. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just
The
going to ask
woman
you
is
to
only
take a
7
seat over
weeks
there.
away from
What I'll
giving
do is I'll
birth,
just ring the
yet
American
has
embassy.
decided to visit
tell
her
them
sister
that,
in America, claiming
you're
she will
travelling
return
today.
3
You've got
weeks
this
before
letter.
her due
It
date.
says that you're fit to travel. Babies born in the UK don't automatically qualify for a British passport, but babies born in the US do automatically qualify for an American passport. So it's quite common for pregnant ladies to travel overseas so that they can have the baby in whichever country to automatically get that passport.
Sarah is suspicious of the woman's motive for travelling to the US via the UK, but she could also be in breach of airline regulations for travelling whilst pregnant.
When is she due?
5th of June.
When is her return?
16th of May. So she's got 3 weeks between her return date and her due date, which makes her 37 weeks pregnant, which is over every airline's limit. The whole policy on how advanced you can be for travel is different on each airline.
I was going to say that.
I was going to say I can't remember what yours is for your airline. I think it's about 33 or 34.
Yeah,
32. Well, her letter says 33, so she's already over that.
Yeah, because
so when she's coming back again on your airline, she will be 37 weeks. Exactly.
The woman is in breach of the airline's policy, but as she has a valid US visa, Sarah must now contact the US Embassy.
Hi, it's Sarah. I'm at the airport at the moment. I just wondered if you could give a call to the American Embassy so that they can check an American visa for me. She's at the airport today and she's in an advanced state of pregnancy. So if you can just give them a call and find out if they're happy with that, and if so, then we can let her travel.
Sarah now has to wait for a reply from the US Embassy, but the flight leaves in 10 minutes. The decision to question the woman in the first place came from the airline, but Sarah's presence has become the focus of the woman's frustration.
But my own point, I don't understand why you are doing
Explain your point.
It's the immigration people that will either tell you
Yes,
it's okay or not.
they will
so
tell
why
you.
Are you the one stopping me at this point?
Because your flight here is going directly to the UK. You didn't choose Delta to go directly to the States. And this is why I'm on duty here, to see the people who are travelling through the UK.
It's minutes before the flight leaves, but whether or not the pregnant woman will be on board is up to the US Embassy.
Right, okay, all right, I'll do that then. Okay, thanks very much. All right, thank you, bye-bye.
She's not good.
Okay, that was the American Embassy and they want to speak to her today.
The flight will be leaving without the pregnant woman. Now Sarah was telling me.
So what I've done is I've contacted the visa man and explained your situation. What he'd like to do is can you go back to the embassy here in Lagos, show him all this paperwork, and he'll want to speak to you. I'm sorry, I know it's frustrating, but if you can go back to him, because Madam,
please, I'm begging.
No, please don't beg me. Please don't beg me. No, Madam, please don't beg me.
I know a lot of people that are pregnant that do go and all that.
The pregnant woman did not make it to the USA. When she failed to turn up at the American Embassy, her visa was cancelled. Coming up, a massive find at Calais.
We've got at least another 6, so we're going to be upwards of 20.
Back in Calais, Bridget and the response team have received a call from a crew on the other side of the port requiring urgent assistance.
Yankee 1, this is Charlie 3. Just to let you know that we're en route to lane 173 to join you.
Richard and Bridget work alongside the newly formed Calais response team.
What we're going to is lane 173 down at the berth area, where one of our teams has radioed up to say that they have a lorry down here that is full of illegals, so we're going to be responding to it.
Paddy, good. Yeah. There's at least 25, they think, in tyres.
Oh, not.
But big tyres, big tyres.
They've no idea how many people are inside, and judging by the size of the load, it's not going to be an easy search.
Okay, there's 2 officers inside. So if we go up this side, help with the searching of the tyres, and the front has still got to be searched as well. Right, there's a seal on that one.
There was a seal on the back, the driver code was on there. IO markers inspected the seal, it wasn't sealed properly. Entered the vehicle at the rear, unable to visually check the vehicle, but there was a smell, there was a possible entrance of illegals. Took the side curtain off, looked in these two sets of tyres, found a group of 10 in the first group, second set of tyres another 9 or 10 people.
8 in there. Yep. 5 in there.
Gary found 5 in the other set of tyres.
We've got to check the rest yet. I reckon there's more. And there was, what, 2 or 3 down the side there as well?
The lorry is carrying large tyres for agricultural vehicles. It's a dangerous load to hide in, and the first priority is to get the people out safely.
Okay, we can start getting them out one at a time, man. I'll get the bottom ones out first.
Keep away, good man. Yeah, you can pull it back more now. Just because we're going to pull the curtain back, is that okay? We don't want you to fall out.
Hey, be careful as well, one of them's smoking in here.
Because there were so many in the middle, some of them have actually laid in these tyres along here. There's quite a lot of space in there, so we'll have to check when everyone's out, just check all the tyres, just make sure there's still no lane in there.
1 minute, we just got to wait for someone to come and get you.
Go this way for me. That way.
You got your stuff? Excellent.
Oh, watch it to the side. Get back in. You're going to fall.
That's it. Stay there. Are they all Vietnamese?
All Vietnamese.
Yeah. We need to find method of entry.
Yeah, back door.
Oh, there was no security at all?
The seal was in.
Oh, but it wasn't.
The seal was there, but the seal wasn't locked.
Right.
Tucked up.
Okay.
The stowaways are all Vietnamese. They are the third most encountered nationality at Calais, behind Eritreans and Afghans.
Just watch over the traffic, yeah?
No, 1 minute. Good man, 1 minute. Where's your shoes? Oh, down there? I don't know why they took the shoes off, but they did. They were all in here, 10 of them. They might have been on top of each other's head, so that may be why they took the shoes off. It's only a guess.
Sorry? Him there, yeah. Is that the last one of the 8, isn't it? So that's 16, yeah? So far. We've got at least another 6, so we're going to be upwards of 20.
They're all carrying the plastic bags, and this is what they put over their heads.
The Vietnamese are so desperate to come to Britain that they cover their heads with plastic bags to evade the detection of the CO2 molecules.
I'll make it 24. 24, including him, 5 females.
Age, how old are you? Your age?
None of them are carrying documents. These men and women are anonymous and completely untraceable. All the crew can do is ask them for their name, date of birth, and where they boarded the lorry.
21. And you're Vietnamese? They all stay together. The gentlemen always look after the ladies, so again they'll be very protective of them. And we had one English speaker, which was great, so we've got all the details that we needed. Great find though, CRF, great find.
In total, 24 Vietnamese people were found hiding in the lorry and handed over to the French authorities. The driver was eventually fined £2,400. 25,000 men and women work for the UK border. At home and abroad, their job is to seek out the lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right. They are the UK border. Tonight, the fraudsters trying to cheat their way out of Nigeria.
Do you know this person?
No.
This person is your cousin.
It's a risky business in Calais.
Hello, mate. Hello.
And in London's West End, enforcement officers question a Mongolian chef.
You can't find any trace in your systems, you're not able to show me a passport. I find it all quite difficult to believe, yeah?
In the past 10 years, Glasgow has become a hotspot for migrants. A recent report found at least 70 different nationalities now living in the city. Not all of these newcomers are here legally. The UK Border Agency has enforcement teams who seek out immigration offenders and remove them from Britain. But their job is made harder by a racket in forged documentation worth millions, helping illegal immigrants to hide under false identities.
Hi there, can you open the door please? There's no mic behind it. Hi there, it's immigration, can you open the door please?
Immigration officer Kerry McVeigh and her team are at the address of a man they believe has overstayed his visa by more than a year.
Sir, I can't see you standing there. Open the door now. We have a warrant to enter the premises, so if you don't open the door, we will force it.
The target today is a man named John Moses.
Hi there.
It's immigration, if you just want to open them, please.
Have a chat with you, okay? Is there anyone else on the premises?
Sorry?
Anyone else living there?
Okay, what's your name, sir?
My name is Olatunde.
Olatunde.
Olatunde Ishola.
And your date of birth?
26. 26 of.
26 of what? What month? You're not giving me a date of birth. Can you sit down for me? Sit down.
No, I just want to tell you.
Who's that person? Mr. John Moses?
That's my uncle.
That's your uncle?
Yeah.
And where is your uncle at the moment?
She's not around. I mean, he's not around. He's
not around. Are you sure it's not you?
No, it's my uncle.
Alright, okay.
Are you going to give me a date of birth, Olatunde?
I don't know. I don't know because I don't.
Okay, have you got a passport?
My house. Eh?
Passport?
Sorry?
Do you have your passport in this address?
I lost my passport.
You lost your passport. Have you got a photocopy? Any identification whatsoever?
Identification? I lost my passport.
Right, can you just listen to me just now, Olatunde, okay? I'm arresting you as a suspected immigration offender, okay? You're not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say will be noted and may be used in evidence at a later stage. You're now under arrest.
The target that we had, he was asked about, do you know that person? And he claimed it was his uncle and he's not here at the moment. And he couldn't provide any further details as to that. We didn't have a photograph of the actual target we were coming for, therefore we can't sort of positively or negatively say that it's him or not.
He claims to have no form of ID, something the enforcement team have heard many times before. A valid document will confirm if he's telling the truth or not.
Oh. Okay, we've now found a South African passport with the gentleman that we have arrested's photograph in it and the name Patrick Agbo, but I believe that passport's not genuine. He's told us he's from Nigeria and his photograph is now in a South African passport, and now we have evidence that the gentleman we have arrested has been using the name Patrick Agbo. May not be his real name, but we know he's been using it.
Yes?
It's not my own.
That's not yours. I'll remind you that you're under arrest, okay? You're under caution, so anything you do say will be noted and may be used in evidence, okay? So I'm going to ask you now, is this your passport?
It's not my passport.
It has your picture in it.
It's not me.
That is your picture.
It's not my picture. It's not my. That is not my passport. I'm not the one inside. I'm not the one outside.
Can I just maybe point out that you do have a marking on your face, which is also present in this picture?
It's not me. It's not me. It's not me.
Right, you're making it worse for yourself, but we'll carry this on at the police station, okay? You're making it a lot worse. By sitting lying to me, you're making it worse. All right?
I'm not lying to you.
You are lying to me, okay?
Why I lie? I'm not lying to you.
You're telling me that's not your picture when I can see that it is. I know you don't come from South Africa, but you're in possession. You're in possession of a South African passport, and I need to know why you've got it. Okay? All right, that's fine.
A lot of people we encounter do have various identities. It's easier for them to get benefits or medical aid under another name.
I don't get benefit from you.
I'm not saying you, I'm saying a lot of people we encounter, once they exhaust one name and they're still trying to stay in the country illegally, they'll just try to adopt another name, start using that.
Okay.
The Nigerian man was sentenced to 4 months in prison for possession of a forged document. He was also listed as an overstayer after breaching the conditions in his visa that was issued in Lagos. During 2008, in Britain, over 10,000 arrests were made by enforcement teams. Coming up, UK Border Force goes to Nigeria and meets the officers who root out the forgeries.
These are readily available on the street. I don't believe that this is a genuine wedding certificate.
It's genuine document.
Genuine documents.
And London's immigration team grills staff at a West End
We do need an address. We need an address to release you to. So we have to know where you're living.
Lagos, Nigeria, is one of the biggest cities in Africa. By 2015, its population had reached 25 million. Poverty is rife, and for those looking for a way out, Britain is the gateway to a new life. The Home Office receives so many applications from Nigerians wanting to come to Britain that they have a team of officers in Lagos to police the process. Joe Doran is one of these officers. It's Wednesday morning and he's on his way to work.
We have an unusual route coming into work here. We have several routes of getting into work. I've decided to take the boat today, mainly because the traffic sometimes can take 10 minutes, sometimes it can take over an hour. This does beat the tube on the way to work in the morning. Lagos is a vibrant place. It's definitely got character and soul. It can be very dangerous at times, but as long as you abide by the security restrictions that are given to us, it's generally okay. My role is an entry clearance officer here at the British Deputy High Commission in Lagos, and I consider visa applications for Nigerian citizens who wish to travel and visit the UK or settle in the UK.
Officer Doran is based at the British Deputy High Commission.
Morning.
Around 10,000 fraudulent documents are submitted with applications every year. Forgeries are readily available on the streets of Lagos. Some are right on the doorstep of the High Commission. Officer Doran is just one of the 34 entry clearance officers who decide if an applicant is suitable to enter the UK.
This gentleman has been called in for interview today. As I was going through his documents, I noticed that his birth certificate, on the format of it, it contains spelling mistakes. His wedding certificate that he gave has been signed by a registrar whose documents we know have been abused. For example, here's a blank one, and these are readily available on the streets of Lagos, and that you can just fill the parts in yourself.
The man has also submitted a suspect copy of his sponsor's passport.
I mean, this photocopy of a passport, I mean, that is a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. That has been photocopied so many times that the details are no longer really clear. All right, if you can just call in this gentleman for me, please.
The man has submitted documents he maintains are genuine. Now Joe must decide if his story is credible.
Morning, sir. Just come and take a seat for me. The application form, did you complete it yourself?
Yes, sir.
And are all the details correct?
Yes, sir.
Why do you wish to go to the UK?
For family visits.
What's your relationship with your sponsor?
Cousin.
First cousin, second cousin?
First cousin.
How many children does he have? This is your cousin, you're going to be staying with him?
He's my cousin, but I don't...
You do know, because you wrote it in the application form.
But I think it's two children now.
2 children?
Yeah.
Right, why did you write 1 child in your application form? That's what your
No, my
sponsor
cousin.
has got, yes.
No, I thought...
You forgot?
I think it's...
Okay. Are all these documents you've provided to me here, are they all genuine?
It's original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you're saying that your wedding certificate
Yes.
is genuine?
It's genuine, yeah. It's original.
Your bank statement is genuine?
It's genuine.
The birth certificate of your child is genuine?
Yes.
What registry office was this registered at?
Eh?
Where did you register your child's birth?
I think it's Ikeja.
Ikeja? Yeah, is that, you sure?
Eh?
Are you sure?
Maybe mistake with this.
Do you know what registry office you were married at?
Eh?
Do you know what registry office you were married at?
Registrar office. The registrar office is Ikeja.
Okay, and where did you register your child's birth?
My birth file. I think it's Ikeja, yeah.
Okay, you see this? I can obtain this from on the streets in Lagos. It's signed by exactly the same registrar that you are stating completed your marriage ceremony.
Yes.
Okay?
No,
and that's a blank one that I can just fill in. Yeah? Grace Adolu? Grace Adolu. Okay? Okay, are you telling me the truth?
Sir?
Are you telling me the truth?
Yes.
You are.
The applicant is sticking to his story, but Joe is not convinced. UK immigration officers have been working in Calais since 2002. It's their job to protect the border by stopping the clandestines who hide in lorries who want to enter Britain illegally. It's 2 a.m. and the crew are halfway into their shift. Officer Dave Percival has been working at Calais for 3 years and has seen nearly every trick in the book.
As you can see on this vehicle, it's got a tilt cord that goes through all the loops on the wagon, and then it goes through the winder with a seal on the back, so that's quite a secure vehicle. So vehicles without those, you can just pull the curtain up or even just open the back door. So you do need to have a little bit of security. Like this one that's just come in now, it's got no tilt cord, so you can undo all of these and then just lift the curtain out.
They have the latest kit, heartbeat monitors and CO2 probes. But sometimes all you need is a torch.
No seal!
So you're automatically working on
It is, isn't it? Check how legal I was out over here. Yeah, mate. Hello, mate. Hey, hello. Hey. Come on. This way. Yeah, this way.
They've found what's known as an
it's
axle
okay.
grabber.
Yeah.
At some point between the vehicle parking up and the vehicle coming through, someone's climbed onto the axle of the vehicle. So now our priority is to get him off and make sure that he's safe, because he looks like he's quite agile, so he might try and do a runner.
Stand up there for me. One person. One. Sure.
Where are you from? Vietnam? Yeah. It's very unusual to get Vietnamese hiding on the axle of a vehicle, which automatically for me thinks there must be someone else somewhere, so either in another vehicle or inside this one.
The vehicle is clear.
I'm here.
Good news for the driver. Each clandestine could cost him a fine of £2,000 if he has failed to carry out the proper security checks.
Where have you come from? Belgium? Yeah? Belgium, yeah? It's not going to talk, is he?
Yeah, papers for Francais?
The axle grabber isn't saying much,
here?
but his paperwork tells some of his story.
Just one?
Papers from the French saying that it was removed. I think it said yesterday.
He was caught by the French only yesterday. UK border agency staff follow the procedure and hand him back to the French. In a few hours, he could be released to risk his life once again.
We hear stories quite regularly about people that have fallen off axles and been crashed under the wheels. It just shows the desperation of people, really, that they're that desperate to get to the UK that they will risk their lives for it.
Hiding in lorries isn't the only way to get into the UK illegally. In Lagos, Nigeria, the black market in fake documents is booming. And back at the British Deputy High Commission, Entry Clearance Officer Joe Doran has looked further into his applicant's case. He has noticed some alarming similarities with a previous fraudulent application.
This gentleman, who's also wearing the same shirt, same jacket and same tie, was refused only a few weeks ago. When he applied, he also submitted all the same documents our applicant now has submitted. The fact that they're wearing the same shirt, same tie and same jacket says to me that they are going to the same agent, and I believe that this is a package, a new package which has just started circulating. I'm just going to see what his relationship is between him and the previous application, because they're all claiming to be the same person's cousin. Thank you. Hello sir, take a seat there for me. Thank you for being so patient with us. Just want to confirm that you're employed as a lecturer at Babcock University.
Babcock University, yeah.
How many students go to Babcock University?
Over 50 students, sir.
That's the whole population?
Yes,
50 students. Do you know a student by the name of Toheeb Yusuf?
I can't hear you very well.
You can't hear me very well?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm asking you, you're a lecturer at Babcock University,
Yes.
where there are only 50 students. Do you know a student at that
100.
university by the name of Toheeb Yusuf?
Yeah, I think.
Yes? Is he a relative of yours? Are you related to Mr. Yusuf?
What is it?
Are you related to Mr. Yusuf?
Yes, my cousin.
He's your cousin?
Yes, my cousin.
Do you know this person? You don't know this person?
No.
This person is your cousin. This is Toheeb Yusuf. This is Toheeb Yusuf, your cousin, who studies at your university where you are employed as a lecturer. He has produced exactly the same documents that you have. Exactly the same. Okay, you signed your application form, okay, and on that declaration it tells you what the consequences are of making false representations. Okay? So think about your answers. Is there anything you wish to say about your child's birth certificate? The wedding certificate? Is there anything you wish to tell me about these now?
For the certificate, marriage certificate.
Yeah. I've already showed you that these are readily available on the street. I don't believe that this is a genuine wedding certificate. Is there anything you wish to tell me, or are these documents still genuine?
It's genuine documents.
Genuine documents. Okay, thank you very much. You'd like to take a seat outside. You'll be given your decision in a few moments, okay?
Okay, sir.
Before making his final decision, Joe must refer the case to his entry clearance manager, Maurice Harper.
This gentleman, who in interview he said by the name was his cousin, when I showed him the picture, he didn't know who he was. All the sponsored documents are exactly the same.
It does look like a package, doesn't it, Joe?
Yeah.
The writing is the same on the application. It is obviously a whole package.
And I reckon
the
this is
letters are identical, so that's fine. There's definitely a refusal.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Like almost 53,000 other cases a year, the man will be denied entry to Britain.
Thank you for being so patient with us. I know it's taken some time. I have made my decision, and my decision has been to refuse your application. In brief, it's because you have submitted forged documents to me. Do you have anything to say to me?
I don't know.
There you go, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. I think you took it quite well. It's surprising at how many people will not appeal that decision. They will then reapply, apologising profusely, saying that they got ill-advised by an agent. They completed the form wrong, it was completed by an agent, they didn't realise that they didn't sign that declaration at the back to say that it was completed by an agent. At the moment it doesn't automatically get banned for 10 years. It's only when he reapplies will the ban start from today's date.
With so many fraudsters caught out every day, it's physically impossible for the police to arrest them all. So the man is free to go. Coming up, the man applying for a UK visa despite the fact he's been living in Britain for 2 years.
Do you do any work? Casual work?
And it's showtime as enforcement officers hit London's West End.
Is this your real name?
Game's up, yeah?
Beckett House, London. The enforcement team have a tip-off that a restaurant in the West End is hiring illegal immigrants.
The intention is to talk to all staff present at the address and identify any persons illegally present or without the legal right to work in the UK. Okay, everybody happy with what they're doing? Any questions?
The restaurant is a Scotch steakhouse popular with tourists on London's Charing Cross Road.
We're doing downstairs.
Okay, kitchen downstairs.
The team splits up. Officers Lippington and Mitchell head downstairs to the kitchen whilst Officer Purewell questions the waitress.
How long have you had your visa for? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 3 months. So how long have you been in this country?
2.5, maybe 3 months. No, not 3, not more.
3 months.
Yeah.
Okay. When does your student visa finish?
Soon.
When?
I don't know if it's soon, maybe 2 weeks.
What are you studying at the moment?
I'm sorry?
What do you study?
Just college, just sometimes just.
Are you studying English?
Yeah, just only English.
Okay, we're just going to do some checks with the Home Office. We're going to make a phone call because we have records of all visas issued. If you just wait here, yeah. Actually, you know what? Alex, come around here. Come around here.
The waitress is Ukrainian and says she's a student.
Do you work?
If she's telling the truth, the officers will find her records on the Home Office database. Down in the kitchen, Officers Lippington and Mitchell are speaking to a chef.
Okay.
He says he's from Mongolia.
Speak English? Tiny little bit. Okay, don't worry.
Yes, go upstairs, mate. Yeah. Okay.
Turn everything off. Just turn it all off. Okay. We've just got this one. Have you got any ID on you?
Yeah.
Any ID?
Yeah.
Driver's license, passport?
It's good here.
It's not here. Where is it? It's at home?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what's your name?
Sarangirin.
Like that?
Yeah.
Yep.
E.L.
E.L. And what's your family name?
It's John Dutch.
J or G?
It's J.
J.
How old are you?
26.
And you're from Mongolia, yeah? How long have you been in the UK for? 3.5 years. About 3 years. And what leave have you got to be in the UK? What leave have you got? You've got a work permit, visa. You've got a visa, have you? What type of visa? Sorry? Student visa. Just do a check. Okay.
When do you go to college then? When are you going to college next?
Now it's just working just part time.
When do you go to when have you been to college? Have you been to college recently?
Yeah.
When's the last time you've been to college?
Last 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago. So are you going to college at the moment?
Not yet.
Why not?
Because now I need money.
So you're not studying at the moment?
Not now.
Have you come to this country to work, or have you come to this country to study?
I want to learn English.
Is that why you've come here?
Yeah.
Is that the main reason why you're in this country, to go to college?
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, first of all, she's told my colleague that she's a student. She didn't know what she was studying. She said she last went to college like 2 weeks ago. She's come up with the truth. I didn't believe her at all.
The most that foreign students are allowed to work during term time is 20 hours a week. Both interviewees say they're students, but the Mongolian chef has just admitted to working 40 hours.
Listen to me, no, you're here on a student visa, and you tell me you're working here 40 hours a week. When are you studying? So you're telling me you're working 40 hours a week and you're studying as well? Do you work 40 hours a week every week?
No, just sometimes.
Just sometimes. How many hours a week are you allowed to work when you're studying?
Maximum is 20.
20 hours, yeah? So how can you, if you're working 40 hours, you're working more hours than you're allowed to, aren't you? You've been working, not studying. Yeah?
Okay, that's lovely. Let's go with a no trace then. All right. Thank you for your help. Thanks, bye. Bye-bye. No, it's definitely a no trace.
He doesn't appear to be on their database, which could mean he's given them a false name.
We can't find a visa for you. No, we can't find a visa. Where did you get your visa from? From Mongolia? I'm not believing anything you're telling me at the moment. All right, because we can't find any trace in your systems. You're not able to show me a passport. I find it all quite difficult to believe, yeah?
There's another way to find his ID.
Where's the scanner?
I think he's going to have to go to the police station.
What about a scanner?
Not you. You're okay.
Yeah, let's scan him.
Officers Lippington and Mitchell are looking for a fingerprint match on their biometric database. In Calais, 20 million tons of freight pass through the port every year. Even with British and French border controls, it's impossible to search every lorry passing through the port. This driver says he has already been stopped by the French.
2, 4. Can we open? The driver's indicated he's had 4 taken out.
The UK team want to check for themselves to make sure none were missed.
There's something wrapped up in black bags. Until I get down there, I can't actually say whether it's a clandestine.
My colleague is going to look at that one. I'm going to look at this one. We don't know what it is at the moment. It could just be bags.
I'm going to go down. I'm not sure whether if this one is okay.
Yeah.
Oh, moving?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Okay.
Well, that one is open anyway. Hello?
Hello.
Do you want to take it off? You okay?
Nationality? Vietnam?
From Vietnam?
Vietnam. He's actually wrapped himself.
Okay. Are you okay? You're okay? Okay. Just have to make sure, because they've been covered in plastic bags over their head, that they're all right.
The fact that they've wrapped themselves in plastic is something that we've seen quite a few times. It's very, very dangerous because they don't know how long they're going to be in the lorry for, but they do it because they think they can get around the CO2 control. They think that by breathing into a plastic bag, it's going to contain the carbon dioxide that they produce by breathing, so that it's not going to be in the vehicle, so when we probe it, we won't pick it up. Obviously, it doesn't really work and they're putting their lives at risk. You alright? Karachi. Calais? You're still in Calais, yeah? That? Very silly. Doesn't work. We still found you.
See how much sweat he's got on him from sitting in that bag for too long.
Sit down over here. Just sit down.
That's the bag the man was hiding in. It's been taped in the middle, so it's almost human length.
With no documents and no answers, the team have no idea who these people are. They're handed over to the French, but could be back again within hours.
Oh, they will try again. No doubt about it. These guys are pretty desperate to get to the UK. And as you can see, they'll use any means. We'll probably see them again tomorrow. We might have even seen them yesterday.
Back in Lagos, hopeful visa applicants arrive at the British Deputy High Commission. Applicants are called for interview when their application forms alone are not enough to qualify for a visa. This morning, Officer Andy Megan is dealing with a difficult case. The applicant lived in Britain as an illegal immigrant for 2.5 years under a false identity. He's returned to Nigeria to apply for a legitimate UK visa.
He's decided, probably on the advice of a solicitor, to come back to Nigeria and make his application properly as the spouse of someone in the United Kingdom.
Although his wife is from Lagos, the couple met in Britain and they had their first child.
Have a seat, please.
All of this while he was still an illegal immigrant. Despite his dishonest past, he is now prepared to tell all. By coming clean, he hopes he will be allowed to live in Britain legally. The man has agreed to be filmed, but does not want his face shown.
So when did you first go to the UK?
Yeah, that was 2005, February.
Okay, so how long were you in the UK for before you two guys met up?
Yeah, I think about 2.5 years. So.
2.5 years?
Yeah.
So what did you do for money during this time, 2.5 years?
Yeah, just the guide, I mean, I've got a friend as well who accommodated me, and sometimes he do give me some money, accommodated me. I don't have
Did you do any work? Casual work?
No.
Come on, you've told the truth and everything else here.
Yeah, no.
No, you didn't take any jobs?
No.
Okay.
No.
Have you ever applied for a place to study in the UK?
No.
No? You sure?
That was early 2004.
Early 2004, before all this?
Yeah.
I remember he told me he applied for.
I applied 2004. That
You're
was,
married now, she's allowed to hit you?
Yeah, that was, which school is that? University of East London.
Okay, an outmoded term, but when did you guys start dating?
That's, was it in April, May, I can't really...
What, in 2007?
Yeah.
Did you tell her at that time how you got to the UK?
To be honest, I didn't firstly told her.
I wouldn't have, never mind.
To be honest, I didn't tell her.
Okay.
But then, as time goes on, she wants to know.
Yeah.
But later...
Later on you told her.
Yeah.
So when did you contact your solicitor?
Last year.
Last year, yeah.
Maybe January.
Yeah, he said he's going on holiday when he comes back.
Yeah.
So after then...
So we're talking early 2008?
Yeah.
What did they say?
So he said, no, go back to Nigeria.
Okay. Okay, I've got no other questions for you. If you want to wait outside, I'll look through the documents and I'll let you know what my decision is.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back in the London steakhouse, and the Ukrainian waitress can't be found on the Home Office database.
Do you want to go to a police station? No, you don't. Do you want to go to police stations? Are not very nice. It's really hot outside, and the cells are not very nice. So, are you going to tell me the truth?
Marriott Court. You're going to take us to Marriott again? Just there.
You don't have a visa. So how did you come to the UK? Did you come in on an airplane? Did you come on a train?
Keys to your house.
Train.
The train, yeah? You came on the train? Okay. And when you came to this country, did you see an immigration officer?
Yep.
Explain to me what happened when you came. Did you show the immigration officer your passport?
Yep.
And what did you have a visa in your passport? No. And did the immigration officer ask you any questions?
No questions.
No questions. So they didn't ask you no questions and they let you through? That doesn't happen.
I just buy in Poland in like market.
Well, can we not get into your house? Can you not show us your passport?
No good letter.
You can't show us your passport.
Okay, so somebody brought you here illegally? Yeah? Thank you. That's all we wanted to know.
She finally
just to
admits
remind
she
you, you're still
doesn't
in
have a
Bullshit.
UK visa and has paid an agent €3,000 to get into Britain.
But the situation is that you've told me under caution that you've entered the UK illegally by using someone else's documents to come here. You're aware that you're illegally, therefore you're under arrest. We're going to take your personal belongings and we're going to go to our van. Do you understand that? Okay?
Now the officers need the woman's passport to begin the removal process. She has told them it's at her house. This will be their next destination.
We're going to go to the house. We're going to see if we can find her passport. If we can find her passport, we're going to send her home. Just take a seat. Watch your head as you get in. Nice and slow. Just take a seat.
Back inside the restaurant, officers Lippington and Mitchell have a positive match for the Mongolian chef.
Possible identification.
Let's see. Hang on, let's write it down. Is this you?
Is this you? Is this your real name?
Game's up, yeah? Is that you?
There's nothing to worry about. Don't worry about. We've got a nice lady.
Yeah?
You're going to tell us the truth, yeah?
Yeah,
Asylum,
finished.
Date of birth, 18th of the 11th, 79.
Yeah.
You're good liar, aren't you? But not that good.
Ah.
CEO.
You've seen immigration before.
Yeah, he's a face.
We get there in the end, and you've just caused yourself so much more trouble by lying.
He gave them a false name. Now they can cross-check his real identity with the Home Office database, and there's a surprising result.
Is he not Faz?
No, he's been removed. He's come back again.
Coming up, a painful decision for the Ukrainian waitress, as she's forced to choose between her friends and being locked up in a detention centre.
Okay, which one is it? I don't know which house is it.
In central London, officers Lippington and Mitchell now know the identity and immigration status of the Mongolian chef. He's a failed asylum seeker who's previously been removed from Britain.
I'm coming from Becker House Arrest Team. I was wondering if I could do a check on a name that's...
This gentleman gave us a false story under caution. We've got his true identity and we know that he's a Mongolian who was previously removed. So what we're trying to do now is find out how he's re-entered the country. We're checking we know what his real name is. We're checking the systems now to find out if we've got any record of him re-entering the country.
In August last year, we sent you home, didn't we? Yes? Right. So how did you get back in?
Someone just told me I'm just using someone's passport again.
You used someone else's passport again, yeah? Was it a Mongolian passport that you used when you came back in? Was it a friend's passport or was it your passport?
It's not mine.
It wasn't a friend or anything. Did you pay money to someone? How much money? You paid £1,000.
This gentleman is under arrest for illegal entry. Yeah. Okay? You're under arrest for illegal entry. I remind you, you're under caution, yeah?
Interesting debate.
I'm putting these on.
The man was sent back to Mongolia after spending 2 days in detention.
It's not the first time he's been here. Watch your head, be careful.
In Lagos, Nigeria, Officer Megan has made a decision about the man who lived illegally in Britain but now wants a genuine British visa.
Ah, you're there. I thought you said you weren't there. Right. You'll be pleased to know that your solicitor was correct. I'm going to issue you your visa. Okay? So you can go back to the UK.
Thank you.
Shouldn't have done it that way in the first place.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. God bless you.
We wanted a good solicitor first of all. Okay?
Thanks
Thank
so
you very
much.
much.
God bless you, sir.
It's an adventure you've had. 2005.
Thank you.
could say they're a bit happy. Madame was quite ecstatic, so she's quite happy. And he's relieved. That's it. Sometimes we do bring a bit of sunshine into people's lives. Not very often.
Yeah. Arena, you're going to give me your address now.
In London, the
Without
enforcement
trusting your
team need to
boyfriend.
find the Ukrainian waitress's passport
You have
so
to
they can
believe me.
deport her. But she refuses to tell them where she lives.
Because her boyfriend's illegal as well. She doesn't want us to go around and have the boyfriend. And she said there's 8 other Ukrainian people living there. So I don't think she wants to be responsible for other people's fate.
The woman hasn't given them an address, but the team have managed to find one by using her mobile phone.
We're going to an address in Lewisham. We're going to try and find this Ukrainian lady's passport so we can send her home. What's your head? Yeah, it's alright, it's alright. Just go on the pavement first because there's a road. Number 27, yeah?
I'm sorry?
Number 27, this is your house?
No.
No, you don't live here then?
No.
We're going to try the house anyway. I've been given this address as your house. Okay, alright. We'll try it. We'll try it. If not, we'll go back in the van, alright? Okay, yeah? Alright.
I think I lived in this flat, but nobody there now. It's empty now, is it? It's empty.
The address is out of date. The current resident tells the officers a group of Ukrainians moved out months ago.
What's your head? Sit down in the front as you said before, please. Sit down, please. Alright.
We can't release you without an address. You're illegally in the UK, so we have to know where you're living. We don't like detaining people, and we don't detain them unless we have to.
The woman lives with her boyfriend and 8 other Ukrainians.
But we do need an address.
She doesn't want to get
we need
them
an address
into
to release you
trouble
to.
with immigration.
Are you ready to give me No, we're not going to take everybody. No, we just need your address to verify where you live. I'll talk to your boyfriend. I'll call him.
You need to think about yourself.
Too many problems.
You need to think about yourself, don't you?
Will you take us there? Will you take us there? Will you take us to your house? Please.
I can show you.
Could you show us, yeah? She's given us a road, which is just around the corner from here. And she's 50-50 about telling us where she lives, so we're going to take her there. And I told her our options, and it's down to her now to tell us where she lives. Otherwise, she's just going to be detained. You got them keys?
I'm right down here, yeah?
Helen, you got them keys, innit? Okay, which one is it? Arena, which house is it? You're not going to tell us?
I can't, sorry.
You have to tell us. You have to tell us.
She can't bring herself to give up her friends. It leaves the team with no option. Without her passport, she will have to serve time in a detention centre waiting for her emergency removal papers.
If it means she's in detention for weeks, maybe a month, that's going to happen. We've given all the options, we've helped her as much as we can, but we have to draw a line somewhere. She's going to be detained and we're going to send her home.
While the Ukrainian waitress was in Colnbrook Detention Centre, her passport was handed in by a friend. She claimed asylum, which was refused, and after spending over 2 months in detention, was removed back to the Ukraine. 25,000 men and women work for the UK border police. At home and abroad, their job is to seek out the lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right to leave. They are the UK border police. Tonight, uncovering deception with the enforcement team.
Why are you letting people into this house and sleeping here if you don't know who they are? Why have you got this lady's passport?
Customs are on the money at Heathrow.
I don't give you.
Sir.
No, I don't go. It's my money.
You're not giving it to us. I'm seizing this money from you. There is a difference, okay?
No.
And getting tough on illegal working.
Nobody illegal working here.
What?
Okay. I'm not lying, yeah?
People from all over the world want to make a life for themselves in Britain, but not everyone can. Anyone from outside the EU needs permission to live or work in the UK. It's estimated that up to 1 million people are in the country without permission, trying to stay under the immigration radar. Today in Hampshire, Chief Immigration Officer Simone Shepherd is leading a team whose job it is to track down those people living and working in the country illegally.
We're on our way up to Farnborough, going up to a nail bar where there is potentially some illegal workers. And the owner owns an address about 5 minutes from there where he allegedly houses them all. So we've got another team going to the house while we go to the nail bar.
The team's tip-off is that it employs Vietnamese workers who are in the country illegally. The nail bar is in a shopping centre.
I can see it, yeah, on the left-hand side.
The officers must hit the employer's house at the same time, so no one has the chance to alert a friend or colleague.
Good morning, folks. How you doing?
There are 2 employees. They'll have to prove they're allowed to work in Britain.
You speak English? Little bit? Okay, come and speak to me. And then you can come back and finish this lady's nails, hopefully, okay?
You'll have to finish him if he doesn't.
Well, I'll have a shot.
The owner of the nail bar is not at work. He applied for asylum back in 1999, but his case is caught up in red tape. Until it's decided, he can run a business, but could face a fine if he's employing illegal workers.
Good morning, immigration.
We're from UK Borders Agency.
He's not at his home address
Immigration
either,
as well.
but his girlfriend is, with their young child and their new baby the team didn't even know about.
I looked at your case this morning before I came out, and there's nothing on the Home Office systems that say you've given birth to a baby, okay?
The woman is a failed asylum seeker and has broken her bail conditions. Her partner, the owner, has a new asylum claim. It's unlikely they'll be removed from the country.
At the moment, we've got it down that you should have been reporting and you're not reporting. Now, you must report, otherwise we'll come back and arrest you, all right?
Okay.
Do you have a wallet or some ID on you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
At the
So
nail
look
bar,
what you got.
one of the workers claims to be a student at Oxford Brookes University.
Do you live in Oxford still?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you travel here from Oxford to work?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're from Vietnam, yeah?
Yes.
If checks confirm he has a student visa, he'll be free to carry on working.
Step out there. Stand over here for me.
But he hasn't bargained on his
do you speak any
colleague
English?
immediately undermining his story.
Do you have any ID? In house? Do you know the address?
In London.
Same address as him? He lived in Oxford. You said you lived in Farnborough.
Officer Shepherd steps in to
And what you
establish
doing your
whether the student
thesis
lives
or
in
something
Oxford
at the minute, are you?
or at the owner's
Okay.
house round the corner in
Okay.
Farnborough.
And how is it that you get to Farnborough every day?
Yeah, in train.
On the train? Have you got your train tickets there? So have a quick look at those?
I have rail card.
Oh, yes. So where is your rail card?
In the house.
In the house? Which house is it in?
In Farnborough.
In Farnborough.
Officers at the nearby house don't find a rail card or any evidence of commuting from Oxford. They do find plenty of the man's belongings, enough to suggest he lives there.
What language do you speak?
Also in the house is a woman who claims to be just visiting.
And what's your nationality?
I think Malaysia.
You're from Malaysia. Have you got any ID? Any identification?
Her friend.
Right, you're a friend to a friend, are you? Right, okay. Where's your passport? Passport. You
The
went
lady
to take
insists
passport.
she is here for a 2-week holiday
Your
and
passport's with your
says that a
friend.
friend in London
And
has her
is he the father
passport.
of your children?
But the team won't
No,
take her
we're
word
not
for
allowed,
it, as they suspect
them.
she's a
Can you-
model
I
employee
Chinese,
of the
I
nail
know.
bar.
I want to see some ID, otherwise we're going to arrest her and take her away.
Yeah.
And then we're going to look to remove her from UK. We'll just let her know that we're going to be searching the house from top to bottom. So I won't be too pleased if
We find
something
it.
turns up.
Okay.
At the
No
nail
problem,
bar,
thank you.
Officer
Cheers.
O'Leary
Bye,
has
bye.
found out the status of one of the 2 Vietnamese workers.
It appears he made a claim for asylum which was refused in 2001, and since then he's made an application to remain as a spouse, and that was refused in 2002, and since 2002 to today's date no further contact with him. So do you know what's going to happen now? You understand some English, don't you?
No.
You've been here 8 years now, haven't you? 8 years. Okay. You need to come to the police station. Yes? So you're under arrest now. You, me, police station. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, should we go?
Yeah.
Right. Come out. Yeah.
The man is taken to a police station to be questioned, but is later released on bail conditions while
So
the
put you in the
UK
van.
border agency try to get hold of his travel documents.
Right. Mind your head on there, okay?
Yeah.
Coming up, difficult questions for the student.
You've lied about coming in on the train. You've lied about where you're living. I put it to you, you're actually working here full time. What do you say to that?
And the cash team target ill-gotten gains.
What's the problem, my friend? I am working. This is my money. You cannot prove to us that this money belongs to you.
The thousands of people who arrive at Heathrow Airport every day no doubt expect to be checked by immigration and customs on their way into it. What they might not know is that the UK border agency keeps an eye on them as they are leaving the country as well. At Terminal 3, officers check passports to identify anyone who has stayed on in the country illegally. The cash team look out for money that shouldn't be leaving the country.
Basically, we're looking for passengers that might be carrying large amounts of money, looking for large amounts of cash, over £1,000, questioning them, investigating why they're carrying it, what they're doing with it, and if any particular reason we find grounds for suspicion, we will detain the money.
Yeah. Any passenger taking more than 10,000 euros out of the EU must declare it to customs.
What we're doing today is we're looking for people that might be carrying money. How much do you have? Over £1,000. 1,000.
And anyone
Basically, what's the story with him? Because I was saying on camera.
must be able
You
to
say
prove the money is legitimate.
This is from your salary, your savings. Right, okay, right.
The team can seize cash they believe has bypassed the taxman or has been earned while working illegally in the UK. And they're on the lookout for criminals trying to smuggle out their proceeds of crime. The team get word that a passenger has been stopped after a routine search by security at departures. He was found to be carrying a large amount of cash. Officers Alan Skipworth and Mark Wright want to investigate as the man has not declared the money to customs. There's not long before his flight leaves.
There's a gentleman been found by security, been brought round to the OB office with approximately £10,000. Says it comes from his earnings, says he's a taxi driver in London. So we're just on our way to the office now to investigate. Oh, so how you doing? You got some money with you?
Yeah.
You got some money with you? Okay. Got one of my officers coming down here now. Just going to take you into the back office here, have a chat about your money, have a look at what it looks like. Yeah, is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Take your stuff in
man,
with
a
you,
Dutch
please.
national
Take your stuff
working
in with
in
you.
Britain as a taxi driver,
Yeah.
is planning to fly with his money to
Hold it up here.
Eritrea.
Right, so if you want to take a seat over there for me.
He says his cash amounts to £10,000.
And my officer will speak to you in a minute, okay?
If he wants to take
Thank
it
you.
out of the EU, he must prove the money is legitimately earned, taxed, and not connected to criminal activity.
I understand you're carrying some money out with you today. You're carrying money?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me where you got the money from? Is it from salary?
Yeah, salary.
Okay.
I work it.
Was it drawn from a bank account or did
Yeah,
you keep it
bank
at home?
account.
Do you have any of your bank account details with you?
I don't have now.
Nothing at all?
I have my home.
Okay. What are you going to do with the money when you get to Eritrea?
Project.
You got a project?
Yeah.
Okay, and what is the project?
I do it all.
Yeah.
Housing.
Are you building house?
Yeah.
You show me the money?
What's the problem? This is my money.
Yeah.
I'm working.
Okay, if you're carrying more than £1,000,
Yeah.
then we have the right to challenge you and to get you to explain where the money came from and what you intend to do with the money.
From the bank.
Okay? Okay, well, let's have a look.
Looking. Yeah. No
Okay.
problem. You can check it. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bundles of cash are not wrapped in official bank seals. With doubts over the legitimacy of the money and his story, the passenger faces a nasty surprise.
The suspicion here, he's got no proof of where the money came from. It's not bank wrapped. He's saying it's come from a bank. There's no evidence that it's coming from a bank at all. So what we're going to do is possibly detain the money, take it to court, ask for a 3-month detention to further investigate the money. If he can come forward in that time with documentation, evidence where the money's come from, what it's going to be used for, as he said, it's going to be used to build a house in Eritrea. If he can supply any of that and it checks out, there's no problem until we return the money.
The team will have to act quickly because time
How much
is
is
running
also?
out.
Okay, how much is there altogether? Everything.
You can check it. I don't know my man.
Sir, we need to know exactly how much money you are carrying.
About 15.
Okay. 15,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not criminal. I'm Christian man.
Sir,
Yeah.
you've got half an hour till your flight actually takes off. Now, if we get permission to take this money, what would you do? Would you still go on your flight? Or would you stay? You still go on your
I
flight?
want to go.
Right, okay. Alan, phone the IFU.
The officers must refer the details of the case to a customs investigation team. They decide if there is enough evidence to seize the money before the man boards his flight.
He claims that he's going out to Eritrea to build a house, but there's no documentation whatsoever connected with the money, and he's being evasive about where he got the money from.
Okay. So in total, 15. About.
Yeah, you can check it from here.
Well, no, I can't. It will take too long.
Okay, we've got 3 bags to search, 10 minutes now, and we're trying to do the paperwork.
What's the problem, my friend? I am working. This is my money. I go from the
Sir,
bank.
Okay. You cannot prove to us that this money belongs to you.
They're not giving us authorisation at the moment, so now we're up against the clock. We've got now 5 minutes to go. Phone her up quick. Tell her if she can't make a decision, I want to speak to her boss, and I'll escalate the process. All right?
The man is clearly keen to hang on to his cash, but the team get the clearance they need to seize it all.
Give me the rest.
Okay.
Where's the rest?
We're going with it then, yeah?
And the rest?
Okay.
Give me the bag.
Okay. Thanks for checking. Going with it. Going with it.
Right, John, can we just get it sealed, yeah?
Yeah, he's hiding money again. There's more there.
Okay, so we're estimating this to be £15,000. All right, we're going to seize this from you now. We're going to take it to court before a magistrate at 10 o'clock Thursday morning. All right, you can ask someone to go there on your behalf. All right, okay.
Have you got his passport?
All right, I'm going round to the aircraft. All right, and actually stop it going. Say he's actually travelling. All right.
Okay.
All right, can you get him up there within 5 minutes? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, as quick as you can. Yep. There's his itinerary. Got it.
No,
I'm going now.
working. Why? No. This is my money.
Sir.
I don't give you.
Sir.
No, I don't go. This is my money.
You're not giving it to us. I'm seizing this money from you. I'm taking it from you.
Yeah.
There is a difference, okay?
No.
You cannot prove to me what you're doing
I
with
prove.
this money.
I working.
Show me documents now.
I don't have with me now.
All we need from you is proof of what you're saying. At the moment, we have no proof of how you obtained this money, and that is why the money has been seized from you. If you provide that proof, it can be released back to you.
He was very surprised. A lot of people don't realise we do this kind of work. The action that we've taken is against the money. It's not against the person himself, because it's civil law that we act under, and that's why we allow him to travel if he wants to. There's no problem with that at all. In real terms, if I was going out there to carry out business with that money, I'd want to stay and obtain the money back from court on Thursday and then travel out after that. If that's the real reason that he's gone out there, then why has he gone without his money?
The man has since tried to claim his money back, but is yet to provide sufficient proof of where it came from. The final decision on the return of the cash is yet to be made. The enforcement team in Farnborough are allowing the remaining nail bar worker to finish with his client. Home Office records back up his story. He has a valid visa to study at Oxford Brookes University. But Officer Shepherd wants to know why he lied about where he lives.
his story isn't quite adding up at the moment, so I want to chat to him a little bit further.
At the nail bar owner's house, officers are questioning the Malaysian woman who was claiming to be on holiday in the UK. Now it seems she's not just here as a guest.
Could you clarify, could you ask her to clarify, does she mean boss is the lady who is next door, in the room next door, please?
With the woman referring to the nail bar manager's girlfriend as her boss, the team have heard enough.
Pass a message on to her?
If you can tell her for me that I am now, on the basis of information she's given me and the fact that she cannot provide me with any evidence of her identity or lawful basis to be in the United Kingdom, I'm going to arrest her on suspicion of overstaying in the United Kingdom. Could you tell her that for me, please?
The officers need the woman's passport to confirm her status. She is now claiming her boss, the owner's girlfriend, is keeping it for her. With no one telling them a straight story, all the officers can do is search until they're sure it's not in the house.
My colleagues are up at Rectory Road at the moment, and I say you've got all your bags there and your suitcases and all your things, and it appears as though you're living there, which isn't what you told me earlier. So should we start again? Yeah. Should we start all over again? Yeah?
As the worker has already lied about where he lives, Officer Shepherd suspects he may also be lying about his studies. And she wants to know if he's working more than the 20 hours a week permitted to students.
Now, how many hours are you working today, Nguyen?
Normally not excess 20 hours per week.
That wasn't my question, was it? How much do you get paid?
Normally 90 per week.
And have you got your pay slips on you?
No.
Where are they?
It's cash in hand.
It's cash in hand, is it? You pay tax?
No.
No, what I'm doing again, I'm waiting a moment for your file to be pulled from Oxford Brookes University, and they're going to tell me all about what it is you're doing up there, okay? And when the last time you went was and everything else. Could be the call now. Hiya. All right. Okay, thanks, mate. Okay, Nguyen, do you know what your file says? You went to Oxford Brookes this month, didn't you, for a meeting? And they told you that you had been withdrawn from the course, hadn't you? Because you hadn't stayed in contact and you hadn't done the things you should have done. So you are formally not at Oxford Brookes any longer because they have withdrawn you from the course. So why did you not tell me that? Okay, you've lied about coming in on the train. You've lied about where you're living. All your stuff is up at Rectory Road. I put it to you, you're actually working here full time, which is why you have not had the time to go to your college, and which is why you've been thrown off the course. What are you doing in the UK at this moment in time?
Writing a thesis.
No need. You're not on this course any longer. So for that reason, I'm going to arrest you on suspicion of working in breach of your student conditions in the UK. Okay, you'll come to the police station, and we'll interview you further there and find out exactly what's been going on with this. Okay?
No.
Well, that is what is going to happen. All right? So one of my colleagues is going to give you a search.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, you're arrested, mate. Stand up.
Huh?
You're on arrest.
He's lied to me since we've got in the shop, quite frankly. So we'll take him down to the police station. We'll interview him further about the suspected offence, and we'll go from there.
That's it. Follow my colleague. Out we go. Lovely.
Officers looking for proof that the Malaysian woman has stayed in the UK illegally have found her passport.
What date of birth have you got?
And they're not happy about being strung along by the owner's girlfriend.
That's her passport.
Her passport here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right, so why are you letting people into this house and sleeping here if you don't know who they are? Why have you got this lady's passport? Here's her passport now, and it clearly shows that she entered the UK via Heathrow in June 2006, which means that she's overstayed her visa now by nearly 2 years. So with this, we'll be removing the lady back to Malaysia.
The woman's passport is marked to signal that she has overstayed in the UK. A week later, she is put on a flight back to Malaysia.
They ain't got none.
The worker, who came to Britain on a student visa, admits in interview that he no longer studies and works more than the permitted 20 hours a week. He is detained for 5 days before being removed back to Vietnam.
Okay.
With the owner of the nail bar apparently unavailable, he sends his girlfriend to shut up shop. Despite being in the UK illegally herself, and even though she's misled the officers, she will not be arrested.
Hello?
So now I can go?
No, you can lock the shop up. Yeah, and we can go.
He's
The
allowed
UK
to work, you're not
border
allowed to
agency
work, okay?
only
And
split
did my
up
colleagues
families
give
with
you a piece of
children in
paper to report to the police
exceptional
station? Good,
Instead,
okay.
the team will wait for the outcome of the owner's asylum case. If his application is refused, the whole family could be sent back to Vietnam.
All right, Anne, thank you so much. Yeah.
In the meantime, the owner is fined £10,000 for employing 2 illegal workers.
And it is a big fine, and it's a big fine for the very reason that, you know, they shouldn't be doing it, and it's sending a message out to other people who are employing illegal workers. You know, we are out to combat it and to deal with it, and hopefully it'll send a message out to other people doing the same thing.
Coming up, dodgy documents become unstuck at Heathrow.
Why have you got these letters in your bags?
Yes.
Because this implies that you just cut these out. You just cut these out.
Yes.
And stick these on the letters to change the dates.
And bold excuses don't wash with the enforcement team.
He just washed his hand.
You told me earlier he was working here.
He's not working, yeah?
Why are you changing your story now?
Passport control at Heathrow's Terminal 3. Here, immigration officers have only a few minutes to make sure each passenger has a genuine reason to enter the country. A single element of doubt is all that's needed to detain a passenger and investigate further. Officer Neil Newbury has been handed a case.
What we've got today is a South African national who's arrived for a 4-month holiday to visit a British friend. He's only got about £20 on him to support him while he's here for the 4 months. So he's going to rely on his sponsor to support him while he's here.
Officer Newbury believes the passenger's lack of funds suggests he's not on holiday, but here to work.
Just out of interest, the guy's got one of the best names I've ever come across. His first name is Dazzling, which is actually quite a tremendous first name, so fantastic. Probably one of the best names I've ever come across in this job. So just because of that, I'm quite looking forward to this today. I'm going to call him Dazzling all day. Okay, Dazzling, if you want to come through for me, I'm going to be dealing with your case today, okay? Need to do a quick bag search downstairs.
Dazzling, a sports coach, has already provided letters to prove he has a course to go back to in South Africa, and after that, a job in the US. Officer Newbury wants to search his bags to see if there's anything to suggest this is not the case. First, there's a question he's dying to know the answer to.
So, don't mind me asking, you've probably been asked this loads of times before, but where did you get the name Dazzling from? It's quite.
My mother gave me that name.
She called you Dazzling, yeah? That's it's quite an interesting probably one of the most interesting first names I've heard.
Documents and letters can be an excellent source of clues for immigration officers. These will need closer inspection.
I'll need to hold on to you just so I can have a quick look through them a little bit later, and I'll get them back to you a little bit later today. Okay? If you want to grab your bits and pieces and follow me upstairs. I kind of like him. He seems a really nice guy. Very open. Doesn't seem to be hiding anything from me. Yeah, I kind of like him as a person.
While Dazzling's photograph and fingerprints are taken for immigration records, Officer Newbury looks through the documents he found in his bags. Among the papers are the original versions of the letters the passenger showed on arrival at passport control.
This is interesting. He's brought with him a letter from his college saying that he's required to start studying in July 2009. Oh dear, not good at all. Which is exactly the same letter, but the dates have been plastered on. And underneath the date of the letter is another date, April 2006. Good standing with his employer. Has had the dates changed on it to make it look like he's got something to go back to, which is very odd. Again, it's all of a sudden it's starting to take a turn for the worse for him. See what else he's got. Yep, the same for. He had another letter from, looks like an employer that he brought with him, and here's the original with the dates taped on. Oh dear, not good at all. So I assume he's printed these out, changing the dates to give the impression that he's got a course to go back to South Africa for, and that he's in good standing with his employer. Oh dear, that's not good at all for him. It puts a whole new spin on this entire case, as far as I'm concerned.
If Dazzling wants to start his holiday today, he'll have to come up with a good reason why he presented fake letters. In Hampshire, Officer Simone Shepherd and her enforcement team have one more surprise visit to make before the day is over.
Off we go. Yeah.
They have intelligence that a pizza shop in Southampton is employing illegal workers. Officers make sure no one uses the roof as a way of escape.
Yeah, all clear. Doesn't appear to be anybody at the back at the moment.
At the back.
In the shop, the manager and one employee are happy to admit they work there.
Come through there, please.
But there's a third man in the kitchen, and the boss is quick to make excuses for him.
Yeah, you just wash your hands.
I know, but he needs to come out now. All right.
The sink he's washing his hands in is full of meat, so the team want to know if he's entitled to work in the UK.
The last 3 years, I lived in this country about 5 years.
But when did you claim asylum?
2004.
2004. Okay, well, so hopefully we can check all this out, so bear with me.
The man is from Afghanistan
You were cleaning
and
the floor.
claims to be legitimately in the UK as an asylum seeker.
Yeah. The last 3 years, have I got just a number? Yeah.
Passport number?
Yeah.
Yep. Last year, sir,
The
2008.
second worker is carrying a record
And where was
of
it
his
issued to? Was it
passport
issued to
number.
that address you've got there?
It confirms
And is
he
that
is
your
a
current
naturalised
address?
British citizen. The manager's passport is in a room above the shop. It has a valid visa which confirms he has indefinite leave to remain in the UK.
Let's take you back downstairs.
This is not the first time the team have visited shops on this street. Their presence doesn't go unnoticed, and a crowd.
Well, you've got no access to the employment record.
I mean, we've been here now probably about 4 times, and every time we've come, we've made an arrest in the block. And I don't think today's going to be any different.
Just have a seat there for us.
If the man with his hands in the sink is in the UK illegally, his employer could face a fine of up to £10,000. This might explain why the manager is sticking to his story.
He's not washing.
By an immigration officer washing meat.
Wash his hand. He's just
No, there was meat in the sink as well.
No.
Why was he washing his hands then?
You told me earlier he was working here.
He's not working, yeah?
Why are you changing your story now?
A colleague of mine actually witnessed him washing meat in the kitchen area. The person who's been arrested.
He's just
No, he's actually been seen washing meat.
He's just washing your hand, that one.
Okay, let me just
The
check to
team
make sure I've
believe
got
the
the right
man is
person
a
before I
worker.
do anything.
Now, checks
Mohammed
reveal
Ali
his claim for
Hamadi.
asylum was refused. He should have left the country. Instead, he has managed to keep a low profile until now.
I'm arresting you now as someone liable to be detained and removed from the UK. All your asylum's finished. We can now detain you to remove you from the United Kingdom. The fact that you haven't also complied with your reporting restrictions renders you liable for detention under the same power. What I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to search you, but we will do that through there, obviously, because there's quite a few people out there, so we'll try and keep it as low key as we can. So if you will follow me through, and we'll just make sure you haven't got anything dangerous on you. Coming through, guys.
Today's operation is nearly over. It would seem that some members of the local community are keen to know the outcome.
But it's more just about out of curiosity, I think, at the moment than anything more difficult than that. So I don't really have a big issue with the people outside. But then again, it takes one person to start agitating a little bit of things and get difficult.
Going back through. Going.
The raid
into that
has
van there.
resulted in just one arrest. That
Sit
could
in the
still
front
be
seat.
bad news
Oh,
for the
strap me.
manager of the pizza shop.
Okay, this is a notice to you that you may be liable to a fine. You've got illegal workers here, okay?
Who's working here is illegal?
The man that was just put out in the van.
No, I told you he's not working.
Yeah, but two of my officers witnessed him out in your kitchen, unfortunately. Okay.
He's my friend.
But what will happen is this will go up to our people who deal with. Listen to what I'm saying a moment.
I can't sign it,
you don't have to. Let me finish.
Yeah. I can't. He's not working. I can't sign this. There's nobody illegal working here. Okay. I'm not lying, yeah?
And there's your copy. Okay, I'll put refuse to sign at the bottom just so there's no misunderstandings, all right? All right, ready?
That's it. Okay, we're just going down here.
The worker, confirmed to be a failed asylum seeker, is removed on a flight back to Afghanistan. The manager of the pizza shop is served with a fine of £10,000. The UK Border Agency is constantly gathering intelligence on businesses believed to be employing illegal immigrants. For Officer Shepherd and enforcement teams around the country, going after them is a full-time job. At Heathrow, Dazzling is waiting to find out if he can enter the UK to start a 4-month holiday. He presented fake documents to back up his claim that he intends to return to South Africa. Now it seems there might be more deception. Officer Newbury has received a call from someone inquiring about Dazzling. It's not the friend he says he's here to stay with, but a woman who's waiting for him in arrivals.
He's your boyfriend. Dazzling's your boyfriend, yeah? And are you British, Jenya? Yeah? What was your nationality before you get a British passport? Russian, okay. And how long have you been in the UK? For 5 years, okay. Okay, thank you. Bye. Alright, that was Dazzling's girlfriend. Now, Dazzling's not even mentioned this girlfriend. She's told me that they're very much in love. So, yeah, that's not really helped his cause much at all, to be honest. I think he's probably looking to stay here, get a job, live with his girlfriend, perhaps get married, because if she gets a British passport, he can then apply as her fiancée to stay in the UK. But, you know, he's lied to us right from the very start.
It's time to get to the bottom of why Dazzling is coming to Britain. It would appear he has a clear conscience.
He knows I've taken the documents from the back. He knows what's in them. He must have some idea that I've found out what he's done to those documents. But at the moment he's just lying down in the holding room, having 40 winks by the looks of it. It looks quite comfortable in there. It seems really easygoing at the moment. I wonder how he's going to react when I start questioning about these bits and pieces found in his bag. It'd be interesting to see what his reaction's going to be honest. But I'll have to wake him up and ask him some questions now. Dazzling? Why have you come to the UK today?
I came here to visit Benjamin, who's a friend of mine.
So why does Ben have to support you?
Why does he have to support me?
Yeah.
Because I'm his guest. And I'm just
yeah, but I've had guests over to my house.
Yes.
But I couldn't support someone for 4 months.
Oh no.
So why is Ben supporting you for such a long time in a foreign country?
Because we're friends.
So you have no money for yourself?
What do you mean for now?
For you?
No, I got £20.
But, you know, for 4 months you have no money for yourself?
For now, yeah, no.
No?
No, I don't have money.
How do you know, is it Yenya? Jenya?
Yes.
Yenya. How do you know her?
Oh, I met Jenya through Ben.
Is Yenya your girlfriend?
Yes,
she is.
Yes, she is.
I'm actually surprised you didn't mention your girlfriend earlier, because if I was going to a foreign country and if one of the people I was going to be seeing would be my girlfriend, I'd mention her before probably mention anyone else.
But
surprised you've not mentioned it earlier.
No, because Ben is a person responsible for me. She is my girlfriend, yes, but Ben is a person that's responsible.
Okay. Found this in your bags. When I was doing your bag search earlier today. I found that, which seems to be the original of the letter you gave my colleague earlier today.
Which one? This one here?
Yep. And this one, which is also the original of the what you gave my colleague earlier today, and underneath this, one of them, I think it says April 2006 as opposed to February 2009.
Are you talking about these letters here?
Yep, these ones that were found in your bag, they've had the dates changed. And these seem to be the hard copy of the dates that I assume would be cut out and then stuck onto the letters to change the dates to make it appear that these are up-to-date letters.
Yeah, but this is genuine, that's where I'm going.
This is genuine?
Yeah,
with these
you can
dates taped on them, they're still genuine, are they?
Yeah, the person that was supposed to be writing me a letter was sick, so I had to come to UK and I already booked the ticket already, so the person was sick, so they couldn't write me a letter.
Well, why is that the dates changed on that one as well? Why have we changed the dates on this one?
Oh, the guy was not there.
The guy wasn't there?
No.
So you changed the dates on both of them because one was sick and one wasn't there?
He wasn't there, but you can find out your own, both of them.
I'm now going to speak to Chief Immigration Officer.
Okay.
And explain what you said when you first arrived, what we found in your bags,
okay.
And what you've told me now.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
It's still not looking good for you. Okay?
Okay.
If a passenger tries to deceive immigration in an attempt to enter the UK, he shouldn't be surprised what happens when he's found out. Chief Immigration Officer Matt Dyson is in no doubt.
Sorry. I'm not particularly dazzled by this, I'm afraid. He's not even close, is he?
No.
Fitting well?
Yep.
Flight tonight?
Not a flight until tomorrow afternoon.
You provide documents for a reason. They're supposed to show that he's a good, upstanding individual that's going to go back to whatever he's going to go back to. But to actually produce letters which clearly are false means he has no credibility whatsoever.
You're going to be refused entry to the UK today and returned back to South Africa on the next available flight. Okay? Okay. Now, we've arranged a flight back to South Africa for you. There's not a flight back till tomorrow afternoon, so I'm afraid you're going to have to stay with us overnight. We'll get a bed for you, something more comfortable, get something to sleep. Then you'll come back here tomorrow afternoon for the flight. Okay? Understand all that? I've never dealt with someone so laid back. There's usually some sort of reaction from them, at least at this point, but almost no reaction whatsoever from him. Perhaps he knew the game was up and there was no point making a fuss about it.
Dazzling is held in a detention centre overnight and put on a flight back to South Africa the next day. Coming up, failing to declare to the customs cash team.
You need to be honest with me, okay? Because at the moment, I don't believe what you're saying to me.
This is mine. This is mine.
At Heathrow, the cash team are checking passengers at the departure gates.
Thanks for your time. Just carry on round and let the dog sniff your bag as you go through, please. Thank you.
Hello.
Anyone hoping to smuggle ill-gotten gains out of the EU has a last line of defence to get past.
That's great, thank you very much.
Helping the team to sniff out large quantities of money is the cash dog, trained to recognise the scent of bundles of banknotes.
Hello, sir. How are you doing? Well, thank you.
Passengers carrying more than 10,000 euros must declare the money to customs. The dog shows an interest in a bag belonging to a Thai woman travelling back to Bangkok. The woman's changing story also arouses suspicion.
Well, she led me to leave pounds, and then she said bar, and then she went back to pounds. So she said just £10,000, and I said, oh, only 10,000? So it's gone up to 15.
Hi, can I see your passport?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're travelling back to Thailand?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been here on holiday?
Yes, the holiday.
For 2 months?
For 2 months.
Okay. And I understand from the dog handler you have some money?
Yes, I'm carrying money.
How much have you got?
Maybe almost 15,000 pounds.
Pounds?
Yeah.
When you came to the UK, how much money did you bring with you?
Almost 40.
40,000 pounds?
Almost,
okay.
yes.
When you came into the UK 2 months ago,
Yeah.
did you declare your money to customs?
Yes.
To customs?
Yes, to customs.
Do you have the form?
I don't have a form, any form.
When you declare money to customs,
I not declare money.
you did not declare?
Did not declare.
Okay.
I mean,
why
because
did
I always...
Why did you not declare the money to customs?
I don't know because I didn't know the rule.
Where is the money now? Is it in this bag?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you show me what you have? Okay. The reason you are being questioned is because you have a lot of money.
Not a lot. It's not a lot.
I'm telling you, it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. Under the law in the UK, if you are carrying £1,000 or more, police and customs can ask questions as to why you're carrying the money. That is why I am questioning you. Okay. So how much is here?
It's about 3,000.
Okay, and where is the rest? Is in here. And how much is here?
This is 6,000.
£6,000.
Yes.
£3,000.
Yeah.
So that is 9.
Yeah.
Do you have more?
I think here.
Okay, now leave it there.
Okay.
Leave it there. We'll do it all together. Okay.
Why you check too much lah? Here, in here, 2,000.
Okay. Okay, so this one, 3,000.
Yeah.
6,000.
Yeah.
The passengers
$3,000,
reluctant to reveal
$2,000.
where
Yeah.
all the money
How much
is makes Officer Talon suspect she has something to hide.
Any more?
Pardon?
Any more in here?
You want to check more?
Where's the rest? Is there more?
Is the rest? Anywhere?
No, I'm asking you. Is there more money in here?
Yes, I have.
I'm going to ask you again, okay? I need to see all of the money.
Yeah.
Okay, not little bits, all of it.
This is 2,000.
Okay, take that one out and put that on top of there.
Okay. No more. No more.
Okay, and then more money in here.
Yeah. No more. It's no more. No more. Nothing.
Okay, well, you have said to me that there is no more twice now, and we have found more. You need to be honest with me, okay? Because at the moment, I don't believe what you're saying to me. All right? Do you understand? Okay. Right.
Finally, Officer Talon believes he's been shown all the money. It adds up to £17,000. Now it's up to the passenger to prove the cash is hers and legitimate.
Okay. Now I need proof that this money belongs to you.
This is mine. It's mine. Okay.
Do you have a bank book with you today? Do you have
Bank book? Not here.
Not here. Do you have your checkbook with you?
Didn't have.
No, you have nothing.
Yes.
Okay. The concern I have, I'm worried because you have a lot of money and cannot show me with documents, a bank book, invoices, and this money.
Book?
Okay, I just asked you if you had a bank book.
Yes. My bank book. This is my money in Thailand.
Okay.
Despite repeated contradictions.
So has it come from these accounts?
Just as the team were gearing up to seize the money, the passenger...
How much money has come from these accounts?
Almost 1 million baht.
Why did you not show me all of the money all at once? Why did you only show me little bits?
Because it's not needs, because it's just my money.
But still the packets of money keep on coming.
Is there more money in there?
Oh, forget it. This is my friend.
See, this is what I'm saying to you.
No,
Each time I say to
sorry,
you, is there any more?
I didn't lie to you. I just think I'm living here.
Next time someone in authority asks you, you declare the money straight away.
Yeah.
All right?
Because this is first time for me.
Well, make sure it's the last time, all right?
Okay, the last
Cheers,
time for me. Thank you. Anyways, thank you.
The lady should have declared her cash to customs. She's done nothing else wrong and is entitled to take her money home. And to show there are no hard feelings, she takes part in a little ritual to let the cash dog know it's done a good job. When the dog indicates there's money in the lady's bag again, the handler sounds a click of confirmation and rewards her with pledge.
Yeah, it's just one of those very frustrating occasions where you think you're about to seize some money off of a passenger and there's a good reason for taking it, and then all of a sudden she produces the 2 bank books to show that the money had come from Thailand. So it's a little bit frustrating, but I think we've done a good job there.